Oh, my goodness. Another bland, emotionless, go with the flow, empty, AEW Dynamite. We saw the return of Kenny Omega tonight in Bumblefuck, Tennessee. I thought AEW was going to smaller venues. The cleaner has returned. And the IWC, like a bunch of lemmings that they are, because they all operate on the same brain cell.
Oh, we should make Kenny Omega the AEW champion.
It's great. That's great. With what story, I have to ask? We had a men's gauntlet match tonight. Number one contender for Jon Moxley's Invisible Championship. And MJF apparently is trying to help Jeff Jarrett realize that he could win the World Championship this year. I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is today I need 3 old fashions. Jesse's with me. Collision Corner is back tonight. We're going to the venue on this Wednesday night. And when I walk through those doors, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for January 8th, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining us on your Wednesday evenings, wherever you may be. As always, joined by the Chi-Town Smark himself. Jesse, what's going on, man?
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. Oh, man. You listen, man. I know you're excited about Saturday night, man. Collision Corner next week's going to be epic, man. We got Chris Jericho versus Dax Softwood. Oh, my goodness, man.
Can't wait.
I can't wait, man. I'll be planted on my couch falling asleep. I can't wait.
Oh,
Jesus fucking Christ, man. This show sucks. God. Warner Brothers looks like a bunch of fucking idiots, don't they, man? Holy shit. My God. Oh, Jesse, I don't even know where to begin, man. Listen, I'm going to give you guys a warning. I feel very ranty tonight. I did not have a good day. And I just feel like we're going to make a couple of people angry tonight, which, I mean, I don't really give a shit about because they're all watching us anyway and they're ready to clip the fucking show so they could engagement farm off of me and Jesse. But I feel like it's going to be one of those nights, Jesse. So I'm going to leave it up to you first, man, to start us off. Dynamite tonight, there's one word I could use in the English language to describe Tony Khan's weekly A show here. It's fucking boring! It's boring! I don't know what you thought, man. Let's start us off. Go ahead.
First and foremost, before everything, thoughts and prayers. Shout out to everybody over in California and the LA area. Hope you're safe.
Yes, sir.
Please get to safety because I legit saw a video of some dude recording his home.
I saw that
Right before it's engulfed in flames. Get out of the house
with his dog,
with his dog and his boyfriend or whatever. I don't know what the fuck, but get out of the house.
Get out.
Why is he standing there filming?
I don't know.
Remember back in school when they taught you how to deal with fires and they did the touch the knob, see if it's hot, or stop, drop, and roll, or get to a.
Oh my God, honey! Let me just record this for Instagram.
Just record it. Is this a West Coast thing that us Midwesterners don't get?
Oh my God, man! Our society is fucking cooked, man. We're just legitimately the dumbest species on the fucking face.
We are done, man.
Face of the earth, man.
Like he's gonna run outside, run into a firefighter, and the firefighter's gonna say, "What are you doing out here? You should be in the house recording."
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. It's crazy.
Stay safe. Get to safety, people, please.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega's back, man. That should be big news, right?
Yeah. You would think it's big news,
Okay.
but you know what? You know, I know good old TK's gonna eventually get wind of this, and whoever else is back there watching. I have a very upfront and opinionated take as far as what we saw with Kenny Omega tonight. You know, Jesse, I find it very funny that Tony Khan lent Kenny Omega to New Japan Pro Wrestling to have his debut match with Gabe Kidd, which apparently was already a match of the year contender. We're not even 2 weeks into the new year. He lends out probably the last remaining piece of the feeling of AEW to another promotion, and he has one of the best matches of the entire year. He shows up at the Tokyo Dome in front of 24,000 people. New entrance, the aura, the ambiance of Kenny Omega. The cleaner is back, right, man? That heart and soul of AEW is in another promotion. He shows up tonight, Jesse, the return of Kenny Omega to AEW television in fucking middle of nowhere. I don't know what the fuck, Tennessee. And the attendance tonight, Jesse, was a whopping 2,500 people. And this is after a week of Kenny Omega being announced that he's going to be on the show. And they couldn't draw a fucking dime with their heart and soul on the A show, January 8th, 2025, Jesse. So for all the people saying this weekend,
why don't you give Kenny Omega the World Championship, TK?
I'm sorry, guys. It's going to take a little bit more effort than giving the world fucking title to Kenny Omega, that's not going to fix your problems. And Jesse called it out, and I'm glad he did, because I was feeling the same way. I'll leave it up to him to explain what he saw. Felt like Kenny Omega. It looked like Kenny Omega didn't even want to fucking be there.
No, I saw that when we saw Kenny last week too, and I didn't say anything about it because I'm like, okay, it's probably just a part of, whatever story they're about to get into with Kenny. But then he came out tonight, had the same look on his face. I'm like, okay, is something going on with Kenny Omega? Does he want to be back? Because I saw him wrestle over the weekend, and he didn't have that look on his face.
No.
And more to that, too, why did he come out, with the I might retire type vibe and speech and feel when we just saw this motherfucker the other day?
I don't know.
Tearing off the roof of a goddamn venue. So that I didn't get. So what was he supposed to? Okay, so Kenny's been gone for a while. Now he's back. He's in street clothes and he looks all down and something must be going on. We just saw you wrestle. You're fine. What are you trying to convince us right now?
I don't know. It's very weird. It is very weird. Listen, I love Kenny. I think Kenny is great. Jesse says the same thing. He is the heart and soul, whatever is left of the old AEW, whatever left with Cody, whatever left with Punk, whatever still resides in MJF as they slowly fucking kill him off week by week, month by month on this goddamn show, whatever is left in him. Kenny is the only remaining piece of what we all initially fell in love with the original AEW. Not even the Bucks. Hangman's got some of it, but they haven't done him right since he's gotten back either. The Bucks have none of it. And all I heard all weekend was, let's give Kenny Omega the World Championship. Let's wrap up this Jon Moxley Death Rider story, which I absolutely agree with, because every time I hear Moxley's music, it's just like death, legitimately, pun intended. And wrap it up. Give Kenny Omega the World Championship. Have him run, the show. Have him be the guy. He's your star. Put the belt on him and start doing your thing with him at the top of the card. Guys, it's going to take more than Kenny Omega winning the World Championship from Jon Moxley and crowning Kenny Omega the AEW World Champion. What good is that going to do? And this is the part that I struggle with, because there's only so much I could say on social media. So I'm going to say it to you right here live, and I hope you're all watching. What could that possibly accomplish when you give him the World Championship and then you give him no story revolving around the World Championship? Why does that just linger with so many people coming out of Wrestle Kingdom this week and put the belt on Kenny Omega? You need a fucking story for any of that to actually fucking matter on this show. The one thing that they're missing is the one thing that they need to do. Give us a story. I don't really understand why it's so difficult for these people to grasp. And also at the same time, if you do put the belt on Kenny Omega, don't you think the damage is already done? I mean, look at the people that have stopped watching this show. Look at the people that have not come back to watch this show. You are bleeding viewers. You are bleeding ratings. The fucking interest in the product is the worst it's ever been. And you think by putting the belt back on Kenny Omega, all of that's magically going to come back to you. It's not. There's no faith in management. There's no faith in the creative. There's no faith or trust in Tony Khan. He's burned it down to the ground. So how is this going to work? Everybody had the same mentality. Everybody had the same thought process, Jesse, coming out of Wrestle Kingdom this weekend. And it's fucking laughable that they hang on to one thing because legitimately there's nothing else to hang on to. They got their guy back, and now they think that this guy's going to save AEW. Let me tell you something, folks. Kenny's not going to be able to save AEW no matter how great he is. The only thing that's going to save AEW are two things. Tony Khan steps down and you start giving us real weekly episodic story that you could sink your teeth into to get people to watch on a weekly basis. Right now, they are not going to get rid of Tony Khan, and they don't have any fucking stories that are going to keep us interested on a week-to-week basis.
No, I don't think people really understand what they ask for when they say just give Kenny the title, because, okay, just think about it. Give him exactly what they want. Kenny's back. Put him in the match, give him the title. Now what? People don't understand. The title is nothing but a prop that helps you tell a story. That's literally just about it. You give Kenny the title, now what? You see him wrestling in matches? We can see him wrestling in matches without that title, but you want him to have the title. Great, give him the title. Now what? He wrestles in matches. Then the next week, he wrestles in another match. And then maybe the week after that, maybe a few weeks off because he's not fully healthy, and then he wrestles a match. None of that shit means nothing. They can bring in Roman Reigns. They can bring in The Rock, bring him in next week and put him on TV, and they're going to be subject to the booking, which is just put them in a match. Let them wrestle. You're going to get bored. It does not matter who you have. Name your favorite wrestler, input them right here, and if they got to go through TK's creative, they're just going to put them in a match. That's it. It's boring. The story is not there. I don't need a title to produce a great story. It helps. It helps you let the audience know where your tiers are and who your best are and who you can expect the best from and everything like that. But at the end of the day, if you're just going to give us wrestling, then it's going to get boring. I'm not going to lie. I got really bored sitting here tonight because it was mostly just wrestling. And the wrestlers I find, there's not too many wrestlers on this show that I don't like. I like them all. I think they're all pretty good for what they are meant to do. But my God, how much just straight wrestling can anybody watch? It just gets so boring to me.
What do you know, Chi-Town Smart? If you want entertainment, go watch Monday Night Raw, where they had only 1 hour of pro wrestling on a 3-hour show. This is Tony's alternative.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like the polar opposite, man. It's like the polar opposite. On Raw, we got 4 matches?
Yeah,
total?
we got four matches, yes.
3-hour show, 4 matches.
Yes. It took them 35 minutes to actually get to the entrance of Roman Reigns.
My God, man. Bro, and the Rocks was even longer. Jeez.
I don't know, man. You know, I just AEW's lost. They are lost. And everybody just, again, operates on the same brain cell. They don't know any better. A lot of these engagement farmers and a lot of these so-called analysts and journalists, they want to raise the flag and fight for the right of AEW for whatever reason. Jesse just lost his camera. I don't know what happened. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. You just lost your camera. All I see is an Elgato logo.
Oh, what the holy hell? Oh, yeah, that's what it says here for me too.
Yeah, well, you fix that. All these people, they're like they gotta raise the flag for AEW and all this other nonsense. They're afraid to say anything remotely negative about the product, even though everybody knows that it's boring. It is not resonating with anybody, and Kenny Omega is not going to save that. So tonight, Kenny comes back, like Jesse said. He talked about his diverticulitis. He did this, he did that. Talked about how the doctors told him that he may not even have a regular way of life anymore, never mind pro wrestling. We'll get into what he said a little bit later when we actually get to that segment. But at the end of this segment, it was Don Callis who came out there, and Kenny immediately went after Don Callis. And then after that, the rest of the Don Callis family came out. And then Will Osprey comes to help save the day and save Kenny Omega from a Don Callis family beatdown. And then at the end of the show, we get Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay just staring at each other, and we get them hyping up, I guess. I mean, the only logical explanation for that would be this is probably taking place at Grand Slam. And this is just one of 3 instances tonight where AEW has seemingly just moved in a different direction from the last thing that we saw. The last time Kenny Omega was on AEW television, he was being stretchered out because the Elite beat the shit out of him before he actually went and got surgery for diverticulitis. The natural storyline upon return would be to target each one of the Elite. Yet he's in the ring with Will Ospreay, and all they did, as far as what I saw, is, again, book a match between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay potentially for Grand Slam Australia on February 15th. What does Will Osprey have to do with Kenny Omega in the last 8 to 9 months? I don't really understand why they're even going to do that. Don Callis, maybe. But Don Callis, he wrapped that all up. And they're going right back to it because they got to give Will Osprey a big match in Australia. And you can't do the biggest match in Australia with Will Osprey if it doesn't include Kenny Omega. These people have no fucking direction whatsoever. They have this man come back, and the people that he should really be going after, they're not even on the fucking show. This is exactly the shit that I'm talking about. Where is the story? I don't get it.
Didn't he just wrestle in the same venue with them over the weekend, though?
He wrestled with them in the same venue over the weekend. And not one single instance of anything. Jack Perry was on the same show. Matt and Nick Jackson were on the same show. I mean, but I'm supposed to sit here and zipper my fucking mouth shut because some fucking corporate shill on Twitter is praising the fucking show and we're the ones who are the bad guys. You fucking kidding me? You can't sit there and say I'm not making sense. Do you have an explanation for what I just said? No.
No. That makes no sense. Booking your top talent. My God. They had the whole roster over. They had all of the best of AEW over there at that show. Look, which is fine. You know, they send you talent, you send them talent. I understand how it works, but the timing of that show versus the storylines you have going on right now could not have been any worse. They could not have been any worse. It was a really bad deal to bring Kenny back at that show and not at your own show.
Brian in the chat says he didn't even acknowledge them at all. No, he didn't. He didn't. Not one single mention of the people that put him out per storyline.
Nope, they're just in the same locker room, you know, getting dressed together, all that shit, you know.
I don't understand how people sit there and then they don't shit or complain on the product that they're given. And Tony's treating his fan base and the people who've been there since day one, treating them like dummies. He's insulting everybody's intelligence. I have a problem with that. Kenny Omega coming back is great for AEW. Don't get me wrong. But if Kenny Omega was any type of draw, don't you think that they would have done more than 2,500 people, given that this announcement of his return was more than a week out? Like, I don't understand that. There's legitimately, you know, these AEW sickos and AEW themselves think that, you know, we can buy up all the free agent talents. We can bring everybody into the company. It's going to make our company great. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's great for, you know, whoever's a fan of the product to get all these fucking matches. But what do these matches mean when there's no story? None of these individuals, the two guys who were in the ring tonight, you want a fucking truth bomb. I love both. I think Will Osprey is the greatest pro wrestler on the face of the fucking planet currently, right now. Omega's not that far behind. You got two of the world's best in this entire sport staring face to face, you know, with each other in the middle of the ring tonight. Neither one of them is a ratings draw. Neither one of them is an attendance draw for AEW here in the United States. Fact. I'm sorry.
Again, I think people are making the mistake of equating wrestlers, individual wrestlers, to the problem that is going on with the ratings and the attendance. Again, it is not who you bring in. It's right now the problem that AEW is having. I'm not saying that you don't need big name wrestlers. I'm saying what AEW's current problem is, it is not in-ring talent. It is what the talent is being tasked to do when they go out there. It has nothing to do with the talent. If Kenny comes back, great. Bro, they could bring Punk back. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And if they come back on, if you tell me right now, every dream wrestler you can think of is coming back on Wednesday, I'm still not compelled to wrestle because I feel like it's just going to be one big wrestling show. It's going to take a few weeks of great stories for the word to get around and catch on. Hey, shit. Hey, AEW's warming up, man. They're heating up. They got this fucking great story with this and that. They're going to be going at the pay-per-view and this and that. Trust me, man. when AEW gets out of the slump, if they ever get out of the slump, it will not be an overnight thing. It's going to come with a string of fantastic shows with great creative behind them.
I don't know how many times every single week we have to continue to preach the same thing over and over and over again. And then everybody's like, oh, at WWE, they have less wrestling than AEW, and JD doesn't complain about the amount of commercials and ads and this and that on WWE television. Let me tell you something. WWE is the hottest ticket in town right now. Do you want to know why? Because they are telling episodic story on a week-to-week basis. Is all of it good? No, all of it is not good. But they had one or two different stories that carried the interest on a week-to-week basis. And this was before Punk got back to the company. And this was before Cody won the championship. So don't use those two guys as the excuse for WWE being the hottest ticket in town. They were doing that before they are where they are right now. Punk only added to it, and Cody's title run right now and the story that he has, which is probably the best story in all pro wrestling right now with him and Kevin Owens and whatever's going on there, they are telling stories that people care about. That's why they're the hottest ticket in town. And that's why people are readily waiting every single week to watch their programming. And that's why people are paying top dollar. These people are fucking shelling out so much money to go sit there live, to be a part of the story and to see it wrap up and to see it conclude. They want to be a part of it. How many people want to be a part of AEW? Clearly nobody. What is there to actually be a part of? Nothing. What is Tony and his team, if you can even call them that, what are they doing to bring people back to the venue? What are they doing to bring people back to watching the show? Nothing. Great wrestling is great wrestling. Fine, we all love great wrestling. How many times do I have to fucking tell all these fucking sickening suit and ties? You can sit there and tell me Kenny's back. It's going to be a great thing for AEW. Sure thing. You know what's going to be great? You know what's going to be better for AEW? If you take that great pro wrestler and you give him a fucking story. It enhances everything around it, and then people will watch. How many stories do they have right now that you could actually call long-term investment stories, except the Death Riders, which is fucking absolutely failing across the board? How many stories? How many stories? How many stories did you be compelled to get interested in tonight? Zero.
There's not a single one that I really care about.
Oh, but what about Private Party? What about the Hurt Syndicate?
That's not a fucking story. That's actually moving on from what they did with Private Party because they know they're a fucking bunch of failures.
It's not a story at all. Those are just their next opponents. That's literally it. And I'm telling you right now, Private Party are losing those titles if they get in the ring with the Hurt Syndicate.
You kidding me? That's as predictable as the fucking sun rising tomorrow morning. You kidding me?
Yeah. No shit, dude. Yeah, WWE was on fire before Cody got there, before Punk got there. WWE caught hot when Triple H got his grip on the pin, and he got a few weeks to start getting shit in order. He got a few months to start straightening out pay-per-views. He got his shit together. And after a few weeks, a couple of months of continuously evolving stories that were really good, then WWE got hot. I mean, again, same thing over there. Vince had all of these wrestlers and the product was terrible. Why? Because the guy who had the pin was terrible. It's not about the talent. Very rarely do you find a promotion that has great stories and terrible wrestlers. These are professional wrestlers. They know what they're doing. They have chemistry with each other. They'll put on great matches. It's their job to wrestle. It's the promoter's job to give them great stories to go out there and tell. Wrestling is literally only 50% of the product that they're presenting to that camera. You give them the story, wrestlers will give you the action, then you have a goddamn show. AEW is not producing stories. They have an absolutely amazing roster. You can sit here and debate who has the better physical roster, AEW or WWE. You know what? No side is going to be wrong. They have phenomenal rosters. I feel like you can lift every wrestler out of WWE, sit them in AEW, take AEW's roster, sit them in WWE, and give these guys time to get their shit together And I bet you WWE would still be better because they are writing better stories.
Bingo. It's a great analogy. WWE writer Rob Fee, he talked about Monday Night Raw this past Monday on Netflix, which I enjoyed the show, but I was very critical of the show because I am a big proponent on story. I get why they did what they did. They wrapped up some stories, and next week we'll probably start the build going into the Rumble, and then we'll get the official kickoff to WrestleMania season in Indianapolis on February 1st. But Rob Fee, who is a writer for WWE, said this about the road to WrestleMania coming out of the debut of Netflix. He said this, and this goes along with whatever we just talked about for the first 15 minutes of this show tonight. Over the next several weeks, months, and years, you're going to see stories from the beginning, how they start building, how these relationships play out, how superstars interact, and you'll get invested in those stories. The nuance is captivating, and there's so much attention to detail. If you enjoyed tonight, you're in for a treat because it's only going to get more addicting from here. He goes on to say, there were huge moments on Monday. John Cena announcing he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Logan Paul saying he's a full-time WWE superstar now. Roman Reigns is getting all the power back. Where does that leave him? So many big things are happening now and on the way. It really feels like it's going to be appointment TV for the world, which is unbelievable. I think it's a complete game changer. Why was WrestleMania 40 so special? Because of the story that went into it. I fully believe that WrestleMania 41 is going to be even bigger than 40 was because of the stories that are going into it. WrestleMania by itself sells because it's WrestleMania. It's got a lot of equity built up behind it. But what is making WrestleMania season and what is making WrestleMania, the two-night event, even more special? The stories that are going in and the stories that are coming out. This is not a foreign concept. The quicker Tony Khan understands that and puts his fucking toys down and stops giving us dream matches to jerk off to that found influence from fucking some Japanese promotion nobody knows about, the quicker this place will be successful. I'm tired of repeating myself. We as a fan, we've been here for 5 fucking years, and I can't stand this shit, and it angers the fucking living shit out of me that I gotta see these fucking people on social media who don't know a fucking thing, who wanna rub elbows with these fucking people, these billionaires, just to say that they're in with AEW. Let me tell you something. AEW, the more that they continue to do this, after this current contract, there will be no AEW unless they fucking right this sinking ship, and that is a fucking fact. There'll be no more elbows to rub after this fucking contract is over. There'll be no more AEW. Continue to do what you do. I dare you. We may be some small fry fucking podcast. We got 3,000 fucking people in here. Why? Because we speak from the heart. We speak with truth. We speak our honesty to everybody. How many people do we have to fucking try to convince? I'm trying to convince Tony. I'm trying to convince the people that work there. We're the fucking enemy. No, motherfucker, we're trying to get this place and we're trying to get people back on board so that you could thrive and go and do what you used to do. Everybody says the same thing. This place doesn't feel the same. It doesn't watch the same. But it's my fault. It's Jesse's fault because we're fucking negative.
Yeah. If we just shut up and watched it, then the product would be great then, right?
Now, let me get served a meal at a fucking 5-star restaurant, and the wrong meal comes out. I'm paying fucking $90 for this fucking one entree. Motherfucker, you brought me the wrong meal.
No, shut up and eat it.
Shut up and eat it. I'm sorry. That's how we operate our kitchen here. You're lucky to even be sitting here. Oh, but I ordered the mashed potatoes. I wanted the, I ordered mashed potatoes, but I got macaroni and cheese. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
You eat what we give you, okay?
Fuck out of here, man. I'm tired of these fucking I'm tired of social media. I'm tired of these fucking people. I'm tired of everybody, man. All these positivity fucking engagement farmers. Tired of it. Heard the same thing all fucking weekend.
Well, fine. We have to eat what you give us, fine. But you told us you were going to be giving us this. What happened to the tag team wrestling that was going to be front and center? You told us you were giving us that. Then you changed your mind. We didn't get that. What happened?
USVA guy, your disrespect towards New Japan Pro Wrestling is pathetic. Fuck New Japan Pro Wrestling. Nobody gives a fuck about New Japan Pro Wrestling here. Tony's influence from New Japan Pro Wrestling is what's killing AEW. Nobody gives a fuck. He was too busy to even promote the fucking shows over there. You want to know why? Because Warner doesn't want him to promote New Japan. He wants to promote New Japan, and Warner doesn't. Maybe he should promote what the fuck is going on his A show. Fact. Give me a fucking break with this garbage. Nobody gives a fuck about New Japan. You want to go watch New Japan? Go sit in your fucking dark room with your little anime fucking comic books and fucking jerk off to some fucking 8-star classic that Meltzer tells you is great. These are the reasons why this company is in fucking trouble. We're the logical ones. Kenny Omega is not the star that AEW thinks he is for them. And the fans think he is for them. You want to know why? There's no story. Guy comes back with fucking story built in, and they're not even going back to tell the story because the EVPs are too busy to come back because they want to fuck their wives. That's what they said after they won the IWGP Tag Team titles this past weekend. Oh yeah, let's go celebrate and fuck our wives. That's great. Meanwhile, Tony's fucking the fucking project that you created. Too busy, huh? This fucking show sucks. Clip it, do what you want with it. I can't wait to anger people tomorrow morning when I wake up. Look at JD's disrespect to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't give a fuck. Fuck New Japan. It's America. It's America.
What did you say about New Japan? You didn't even say shit. What is he talking about?
I don't know. They'll make something up in the land of their make-believe. Fucking ridiculous. What else happened tonight? What else can we rant about? I'm on a roll. Let's talk.
MJF.
There you go. We love MJF.
Love him. Love him.
What happened with MJF tonight?
Somehow, some way, we have the most interesting character, the best storyteller you have in the company, in the same ring.
The best heel, the best storyteller, and the ace of this fucking company. The longest reigning champion that you guys have opted to put the belt on.
This is it. This is your A-Rod, bruh. This is your Peyton Manning. This is your guy. This is your leader. It gets no higher than MJF. He's in the ring with Jeff Jarrett.
Why is he in the ring with Jeff Jarrett, Jesse?
That's a great question, JD. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to answer it. Okay? Here we go. MJF wants Jeff Jarrett to be world champion?
Is that what we got out of that segment tonight?
Sure.
Maybe.
And to boot, Jeff Jarrett, one of the most notorious heels in the history of this business, said no. What the fuck are we doing here?
Can I create a scenario for you?
What the?
MJF was a disgruntled employee years ago. Comes back, wins the world championship. Happenstance. He walks into one of the best storylines when it started out that AEW has ever done. It was never in the cards. It was never in the plans. Adam Cole, Bay, and Better Than You, Bay. Fucking absolutely appointment television. Whatever the chemistry was between them at the height of that partnership was fucking incredible. Loved it. The skits that they did were great. Title reign that MJF had, the matches that went into it, fucking great. Haven't seen anything since, to be quite honest with you. He gets injured, he comes back. What do they do with him, Jesse, upon return? He wrestles Roosh. We love Roosh. Roosh is a fantastic pro wrestler. Not MJF, though. And not good enough for an AEW feud for MJF. What do they do with MJF after that? He goes into Forbidden Door. He wrestles a jerk-me-off match for Tony Khan because this is a fantasy match for him. MJF versus Hechicero, whatever the fuck his name is. That's great. That match was easily forgotten. It opened the show and goodbye. Where was Forbidden Door? At UBS Arena? Yeah, goodbye. A quick drive up the highway to Long Island, and MJF was back home in 40 minutes. Traffic permitting. What do they do with him after that? Mr. America, the American title. All right, here we go. This is the MJF that we fucking asked for. Feud with Osprey over the summer going into All In. Fan-fucking-tastic. 2 matches, one of which went 59 minutes. Probably one of the best AEW matches of all time. Again, their second match, great. Unbelievable. One of the best matches that AEW's ever put on. After that, what the fuck have they done with MJF? September, Danny Garcia. After that, what is MJF doing? They revisit this Adam Cole storyline, and month by month, week by week, nothing makes sense. You come to the start of 2025, Jesse, and we got this man that Tony Khan had begged to come back, opened up his checkbook and left it blank. Max, what do you want? I'll bring you back for whatever you want. MJF is robbing Tony Khan blind, and I find it to be one of the most laughable fucking things on MJF's part. Good for him. That has ever happened to a professional wrestler in recent memory, bro. Tony's paying all this money. I don't know how many years. 4 years?
No,
I hope not.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I think MJF is doing absolutely everything that is asked of him. That's not ripping the man off. He's showing up. He's showing out. When he does what he's asked to do, he gives full fucking effort.
He does. But my point is, Jesse, you sign MJF to exorbitant amounts of money to put him in the ring with Jeff Jarrett in 2025?
You know what Max is saying? If that's what you want to pay me to fucking do, so be it. That's what I'll go fucking do. I mean, look, man, if you hire someone to do a job and they do exactly what you hire them to do you feel like you get ripped off?
If I'm Tony Khan.
No, whatever the job is, if you hire someone and they do exactly what you want them to do, no more, no less, you're not ripped off. To you, you are getting your money's worth. But to an outsider who pays attention to what that person is doing, they might be saying, "Bro, you are so much more capable of doing so much more." I know,
bro. Let's.
This is what he fucking wants me to do.
Let's stop beating around the bush, bro. Tony Khan knows that after this existing contract, MJF is gone. He's gone. MJF, I guarantee you, because I would be thinking the same fucking thing if I signed the long-term contract and I'm in the middle of this long-term contract and I'm seeing what's going on over on WWE television. Cody's there, Punk is there. He wants both of those guys at a WrestleMania before they both retire. He's looking at the Netflix deal and everything that's going on there and the stories that are coming out of that fucking show. How big of a star could he be under their umbrella? He's probably his mouth is drooling over the fucking things that he's going to be able to do over there. Under that administration, knowing that Vince is never to return. Can you imagine?
Max is younger than all of those people you just named. He'll be over there when he's ready, and he'll be the top guy with nobody fucking above him.
How many WrestleManias does Roman have in a row? Main events.
Roman will be gone.
He's going to be gone. What is it, 7? Max is going to contest Roman with top WrestleMania main events. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Max might be the guy that puts Roman down for good. He might be on his way up when Roman's on his way out.
Ridiculous. The usage, he probably don't give a fuck. He's making all this money. He's got a hot wife. He's fucking living it up. He was on the show tonight. He's flying back tonight, probably back to Long Island. Goodbye. I'll see you next week if he's even on the show next week. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a shit what we say. But the fact of the matter is, this is how egregious that Tony Khan's creative really is. What happened tonight? Jeff Jarrett was in the Gauntlet match. He was there for 3 minutes? He got taken out by Wheeler Yuta of all fucking people, and we never seen him again, and then Will Hobbs goes on to win the Gauntlet match, and he's now the number 1 contender. Jeff Jarrett sombers on out, and he cuts a promo in the middle of the ring that's interrupted by MJF. I don't know where this went. I don't really get what they're going for here. And then you got the fucking sicko. Oh, well, it's a story. This is a story nobody gives a shit to see play out, number 1. No. Number 2, is MJF trying to encourage Jeff Jarrett and give Jeff Jarrett some power, empower him to go win the World Championship? So if that's the case, horrible usage of your number 1 guy. Secondly, is this leading to a match with Jeff Jarrett and MJF? Second, horrible usage of MJF. Yeah. If that is the case, number 3, does Jeff Jarrett beat MJF? If that's the case, we're sinking to embarrassing lows for AEW. I don't get it. Or
what is your? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Or I was going to say, or does MJF hope that Jeff Jarrett wins the championship, takes it off Jon Moxley, and then maybe beats Jeff Jarrett because he's an easier target than Jon Moxley is? I don't know. Maybe knowing how Max is a heel, maybe that's the case. Again, I don't know.
Even if that was your plan for MJF, hey, you can't get MJF to the world title picture better than that. Or fine, that's the way you want to get him there. You literally have a chicken shit heel with a contract that would love an opportunity to, like MJF is pitching, to cash in and use it, and then MJF could take advantage of him. Here's my point. What is the goal here? Is the goal to get MJF over via Jeff Jarrett? Or are you trying to get Jeff Jarrett over via MJF? What is the goal? Like,
all right, for the first point you made, why would MJF need Jeff Jarrett to get anywhere?
Exactly.
Why does he need to rely on a 57-year-old veteran in Jeff Jarrett? I don't understand that.
Exactly.
There's just dumbfounded, silence, fucking absolutely no thought. No thought. And this is Tony Khan's desire. 2 weeks in a row now that we got MJF on television and he's in the middle of nothing. 2 weeks in a row now that Jeff Jarrett's on television and Jeff Jarrett and AEW World Championship are in the same sentence. What the fuck are you doing, man? Read the goddamn room. Your ratings are in the toilet. And when you want to know why, everybody's going to point to this. Yeah, you got the Jeff Jarrett enthusiasts out there, which I don't know where the fuck they were born and raised and where they came from all of a sudden. Oh, I want to see this. Oh, I think this would be great television. Oh, I think this would be a great story. It is not the fact that it's going to be a great story. It's the fact of the matter that it shouldn't happen on television when they have a roster of 8,000 and everybody is bleeding for fucking television time. Jeff Jarrett's the guy you're going with.
Yep.
Jeff Jarrett's the one that you're really going to shove on TV when you got only 4 hours of television every week now. Mind you, he got a squash match on Saturday night. I don't know who asked for that. This place is fucking clueless. Clueless.
Bro, the show seemed to have dampened our spirits this evening.
Yeah.
If there was only something that could lift our spirits around here right now.
What would that be, bro? Another old fashioned?
That could always lift your spirits.
Yes.
But there could be something else.
What could that be? Mina in a bikini?
My God, you're 2 for 2 right now, man. You're killing the game. Man, tell you what. Give me an old-fashioned and Mina in a bikini and fuck Collision Corner. What the hell? But I tell you what. Let's do it anyway, bro. Let's go. Collision Corner.
Oh, my goodness. There he is.
All right.
There he is.
Boy, we got a good one here today, man. You're going to like this one. First up, in this week's edition of Collision Corner, we have Daniel Garcia retaining the TNT title against Mark Briscoe. Daniel Garcia is back to dancing again. Even though, remember we brought that up, that there was the one interesting thing about Garcia was that he did the dance and he wasn't doing it. He's doing it now consistently again.
Of course he is.
I thought that was pretty cool. So we just got done talking about Jeff Jarrett. If you thought Jeff Jarrett wasn't championship material, well, he beat Aaron Solo by stroking him twice in a 90-second barn burner that tore the house down.
Whoa. Jeff Jarrett stroked another dude?
Yeah, he struck him. Let's see, maybe I got my notes. Oh, he hit him with the stroke twice.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, a little mix up in the wording there. We move on. Private Party retains the World Tag Team titles against Koopa Troopas, Action Andretti, and Leo Rush. The crowd was so quiet you could hear what everyone was thinking.
Oh man, what was your favorite Mario suit, bro?
So I like the raccoon.
Raccoon's good. That's a solid choice, man.
Because that's the first time he could fly.
Yeah, that's a solid choice. I'd probably have to go with that one too, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, by the way, the tag division is fine.
Fine? Fine. Okay.
Fine.
Define fine.
just fine.
Their jackets.
Like the meme of the little dog sitting in the room.
Yeah,
the room on fire.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
There you go. There we go. We have the young upstart Tony Storm defeating Deonna Purrazzo, who even had help from Taya Valkyrie in less than 10 minutes. Tony Storm may not realize who she is right now, but I bet Deonna Purrazzo realizes that she should have signed elsewhere.
Whoa. Tony Khan dusted off Deonna Purrazzo, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she lives on Saturdays, bro.
Oh, well, listen.
She lives on Saturdays. Brian Cage wins a $100,000 fatal four-way match that included Commander, Dante Martin, and the Beast Mortals.
Whoa! Frank the Attorney shows up, man. Oh, my goodness. We love Frank the Attorney.
Woo. Now, you may be asking yourself, how were these guys selected for this match, and why is it for $100,000?
Yes?
And we get rated FT Cope. Rated FT Cope defeats the Learning Tree in the main event, where instead of $100,000, the winner gets to go untie the Rock and Roll Express from the shelving units that the Death Riders so viciously tied them to, and a 50% off coupon in catering.
That $100,000 should go to a new head rider and get Tony Khan off the fucking show, man. He's got to give it to Brian Cage, huh? What the fuck is Cage going to do with it?
I don't know, but I'll bet Melissa Santos will not be complaining about this one.
No, not at all. And if you learned anything, don't watch Collision after that main event. My God.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is your Collision Corner. My name is Jesse, a.k.a. your very own one and only Chi-Town Smark, and I watch Collision, so you don't have to.
Oh, my goodness. Collision is fucking awful, man. It is awful. I actually watched that main event. It was... Man, you put depressing in the dictionary, and next to it, man, it is fucking whatever that main event was. Cope. I think all the fucking shills on social media got to cope with the fact that this company's a sinking fucking ship. My God.
FT Cope.
Copeland? Adam Copeland. It's too long of a name. The rated R superstar, Adam Copeland.
Hey, shout out to Gold Standard, man. He's been holding off and waiting for his bomb, man. Let's get to him.
Oh, my goodness. Gold Standard with a $100 super chat. He says, JD, I'm sorry to hear your aunt passed away. Prayers and condolences to you and your family. Thank you, Gold Standard. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you very much, man. Thank you. Love the energy. We got 3,100 people in here. Super chats are open. They will remain open. And if you guys want to get in and support, it's one of the best ways to do that. Make sure you guys follow us on social media. You see the @ right there on your screen at JD from NY206, at Chi-Town Smark on X. If you guys want to hit that subscribe button to this channel down below, please do so. Go follow Jesse on YouTube as well. His channel is linked down below. And 2 ways to help us get in the algorithm on good old YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and leave a comment down in the comment section. And shout out to my fine people on the Purple Snake on Twitch. We are live over there as well. Thank you guys very much. Gabe Bad, get the fuck out of the chat. He's like, why is bro yelling? It's just wrestling. Get the fuck out of here, Gabe Bad. Goodbye. Appreciate you coming, man. Appreciate you coming.
If it's just wrestling, why are you sitting down watching 2 guys talk about it?
I don't know.
Think about that one, my guy.
I don't know.
I have a Collision Corner note. So I have a video that I just posted late last night. In that video, there is a way, if you are so compelled to become a part of the Collision Corner segment right here on this channel. Go check out that video to find out how.
What do you mean someone be a part of Collision Corner?
Now, you have to watch the video to find out, man.
Okay. I have not done that. I have to do that. Like I said, this is new information for me.
Let's put it like this. Collision Corner is now taking sponsors.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go. Listen, man, if we can line our pockets with all the hatred that we have, quote unquote, with AEW, man, it's a good deal, you know.
Oh, but JD only hates for clicks.
Okay, I was hating fucking 5 years ago too when WWE was in the fucking shitter. What happened there? Was I doing the same thing then? Now I'm positive. I'm positive towards it. And I had, 6,000 people on Monday night? Yeah, man. I know how to make my money, man. Shut the fuck up. Ridiculous. Will Osprey opens Dynamite. We got no entrance, or no intro package, I should say. No Pointer Sisters this week. Did they listen to the community that said it was a fucking disgusting choice for a song for a wrestling show? Or was it just 1 week and 1 week only, and they're going back to their usual next week? I think everybody in the company realized that they made a grave mistake and that Tony Khan doesn't know any better and said, all right, we'll axe it. It doesn't make any sense.
How do you guys not see just the cool factor going on in the WWE product when you got stuff like Travis fucking Scott coming out smoking a goddamn joint with Jey Uso as he lights up the goddamn crowd with yeets?
Bro, they're fucking clueless. Tony is clueless.
And
Under no circumstances would the Pointer Sisters ever be a choice for any human being that is a pro wrestling promoter for their A show. No.
You're giving us gems like the Pointer Sisters and Elton John, man. I mean, just...
This guy bought rights to Guns N' Roses, Europe, Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, and he chooses the fucking Pointer Sisters.
He did pay for Action Bronson.
He paid for that too.
There you go.
Metallica's been around since 1981. You can't find one fucking song that fits AEW Dynamite? I don't get it. Slayer's been around for 30 fucking years. You can't find one song?
Nah.
Ridiculous. Will Osprey, he went one-on-one with Buddy Matthews, and this was actually a first-time meeting for both of these individuals. And Will Osprey is the best pro wrestler on the planet right now. His work is impeccable. And Buddy Matthews, I say the same thing every single time that Buddy Matthews is put under a spotlight and in a big match. I say it every time. Buddy Matthews is one of the best pro wrestlers on the face of the planet. He is great. Now, this match itself tonight was a great piece of business. This is fucking awesome. We'll get to the end and what happened here, and then we'll talk about the news that Sean Ross Sapp broke today. We won't spend too much time on it because I already have a thumbnail and a video planned for tomorrow. But this match was the open of Dynamite. No Tony Schiavone on commentary. We had Ian Riccaboni and who was the other guy on commentary? There was a third. It was Matt Menard. He was on commentary. Yeah. So we had a 3-man booth with Sockface. So Tony Schiavone apparently tweeted and deleted some negativity towards Chris Charlton, the New Japan commentator that was suspended for calling Tony Khan a money mark, and I guess, just going off the cuff, which I don't really believe. I find it to be bullshit. He said some nefarious things about AEW and the usage of Jay White and Kazuchika Okada and AEW taking and rating New Japan talent and all this other stuff, because that was the story they tried to just embellish a little bit to give Omega and Gabe Kidd and their match a little bit more heat. So I actually like that. Secondly, as a side note, I thought it would have been a great deal to just sell something for New Japan and AEW going into Forbidden Door this year, because they absolutely need something because the concept is fucking dead. So this guy was suspended. Tony said something in regards to this guy. He tweeted and deleted. And then coincidentally, he's not on the show tonight. So I'm assuming that they pulled Tony just as a little mini, just calm yourself. We'll bring you back next week. So I don't know what's happening there, but that's the reason why Ian Riccaboni was on the show tonight. A little backstory for Tony Schiavone. I don't know what you thought of that, Jesse. I thought it was blown out of proportion. And supposedly Tony Khan had nothing to do with his removal from commentary for New Japan. He's going to be suspended for 2 months.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Tony had nothing to do with that, bro.
Now you say... Whatever.
Tony had nothing to do with that one, man. Sure thing, man.
I heard TK blew a gasket in Gorilla tonight, man.
Why?
You said that Osprey came out and he had the match tonight, and then he came out and he cut a promo. You said he was talking to Buddy Matthews, but that's not what Will Osprey said. Will Osprey said he was talking to Buddy Murphy.
Oh, maybe he is letting the cat out of the bag a little bit and kind of referencing some WWE names, man, because his buddy Aleister Black is potentially heading back there.
I heard TK blew a fucking gasket in Gorilla after that, man.
Of all the things that you want to get angry at, you want to get angry at Will Ospreay for calling Buddy Matthews Buddy Murphy. How many times has Jim Ross called Adam Copeland Edge? How many times has commentary made a mistake on Bryan Danielson, calling him Daniel Bryan? Give me a break.
He was, I heard he was straight up yelling at Osprey, bro. Not like in Gorilla while Osprey's in the ring. I mean yelling at Osprey when he got back through the curtain.
Whatever. There's more important things to be angry about. That's not one of them, especially from your top guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this was a great match. We'll pick it up towards the end here because it's what happened at the end of the match that is most important. And I found it fucking laughable. That commentary was trying to give us a reason why this match was taking place. I think Matt Menard, I don't know if this came off the way that it was intended or if it was a legit shoot question. He asked the commentary team, well, why are these two in the ring? You know, what's the tension between these two guys? And then Excalibur's trying to explain that, oh, well, Will Ospreay, he dashed the hopes of Buddy Matthews' stablemate, Brody King, in the Continental Classic. And that's the reason why they're in the ring, as Buddy Matthews wants to get revenge for Brody King not winning the Continental. Spare me, please.
He said, why is Buddy mad? Like, Will literally beat Brody clean.
Yeah.
Like, they got into a wrestling match. Will won clean. Why is this guy mad? I'm sitting there like, he's got a fucking point. Why is he mad?
If the commentary's asking that type of question, then you know this match makes zero sense. And they got nothing to back it up. Fucking ridiculous. So we pick it up in the middle of this thing. There was an os cutter by Osprey off the barricade. They're on the outside. Matthews, he broke the count just barely. He rolled into a springboard drop kick and a os cutter in the ring for a 2 count. Osprey wanted hidden blade. Matthews ducked a pop-up knee. Osprey no-sold it, and he went for the hidden blade, nailed it, got a near fall. We got his signature Kawada kicks. Osprey took too long to follow up, and Matthews fires off some combo offense. Osprey comes back with a wall walk enziguri. He went for another os cutter, but Matthews caught him with a reverse go to sleep right to the neck, and then a follow-up curb stomp for a very close 2 count. Matthews tried for a Rainmaker. Osprey floated over into a Styles Clash. He got a 2 count off the Styles Clash. Osprey measured. Matthews had this weird smile on his face because he knew what was coming, and he ate a hidden blade as Osprey goes for the 1, 2, 3 and gets the victory. Now, post-match, Osprey took the microphone and put over Buddy Murphy. He corrected himself and said, oops, Buddy Matthews. Osprey admired Matthews, and he said that he and Brody don't need to be following a leader. They can go about things all by themselves. Brody King and Buddy Matthews can go for the tag team titles, or they could go both and go singles championships if they choose. And if they need someone by his side, Osprey is his man. And they shook hands, and Osprey went to the back. Now, there was a report that came out tonight from Fightful Select in regards to the third member of House of Black, and that's Malachi Black. Osprey said what he said here tonight, and this led to much inquiry, says Sapp, regarding Malachi's status in AEW because Osprey said, you don't need to be following anybody. You guys can go do it on your own. Those that we spoke to in the company, said Fightful, were of the belief that he was finishing up with AEW if he has not already. They did not clarify if he'd be appearing on television again. So that is the latest on Malachi, Jesse.
Now, look, we've seen this story before.
Yes.
in different companies. We've heard the rumors that Tommy End is leaving and he's gonna go somewhere else. And then Tommy comes out and he puts us out a video on IG or wherever saying that you should stop listening to dirt sheets, and when something's going on with me, you'll hear it from me, and that's that. He's done that more than twice. All right. So I'm not gonna listen to Sap or anyone else in regards to this particular story. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that Brody King has been wrestling solo. Okay, that is a fact. I'm not getting that from Fightful. I'm going to say Buddy Matthews is wrestling solo. I'm going to say Julia Hart just came back and she's wrestling solo. And Malachi has not been seen on television at all. So I'm going to use my own deduction and say something is definitely afoot as it pertains to Tommy and Malachi Black, Aleister Black. Something is going on.
Very true. I do think that this could be the end of his run. And I'm going to be brutally honest with Malachi and Tony Khan and AEW. Malachi, the only thing that I genuinely remember from his entire time in the company is his initial debut where he gave Black Mass to Cody Rhodes. That's it. The man has done nothing of note and nothing of value and nothing of importance since the day he debuted and the win over Cody twice, I believe. That's it. That's it.
He's actually at the end of this. If this is the end of his run here, at the end of the day, he had a better run in WWE. And I say that simply because I know that he was given the creative freedom to do a little bit, more different things here. But they kept start, stopping. This looks good. We like this. It goes away. This is weird. We don't see him. He's in, he's out. He's just been inconsistently booked from the day that he started here. And he really never got a chance to get any momentum. No kind of singles feuds, nothing of interest. Just, it was a complete washout. It was a complete waste, and no one knows why, because the guy is amazing.
He is a legit, if they book him right, a main event guy. The presentation that was in black and gold on NXT was fucking perfect. Vince dropped the ball with him, and we all know why Vince killed NXT talent, because Vince had nothing to do with the creation of any of those characters on NXT. It was all Paul Levesque. So when they made the main roster, they were properly killed off because Vince knew of all the recognition that Triple H was getting on NXT, and he sought to kill everything that came out of there, no matter what, which I found very bizarre because Triple H was only trying to help the company be better, and Vince wanted all the success to come from him and himself. That's it, and his team. He wanted nothing to do with Triple H making the company better. Fact. And I've documented this for years, and if you're not on board with that yet, go find somebody else to fucking blow smoke up your ass. So, secondly, AEW never wanted Malachi, Jesse, from the day that it was rumored that he wanted to go back to WWE. As soon as that rumor and those reports and all those quotes and the fans were talking, Tony got wind of that, never did anything with Malachi. He maybe pushed them here and just had them on a very, very short leash and always pulled them back. And according to those people who you talk to, Malachi saw Triple H wanted to, kind of get in on with the creative. He's seen that Triple H took over and everybody that left wanted to go back there. It's common knowledge. And they might not outwardly tell you that, but everybody knows that to be the truth. So when Tony found that out, he wasn't going to do anything with Malachi. He'd just keep him on the contract just like he has Ricky Starks and Wardlow and Camille and all these other fucking people that he's not using, Ray Phoenix, and just keep the Phoenix and keep them on his payroll to do nothing and keep them ice cold, ice them. So Malachi, he is in a position right now where the company didn't want him. Malachi knew the company didn't want him, and it was just a volatile partnership. AEW was not going to help Malachi. Malachi didn't want to help AEW when he found out what was really going on. And he came off that he didn't really even give a shit. He didn't want to help the company anyway. He was just doing what he was asked to do and hopefully ride this shit out and be as professional as possible. And now we're in a situation where if he does end up in WWE, he could potentially be in the Rumble. He could potentially be integrated into WrestleMania season. And I swear to God, when he's back on television over there, because that's exactly where he's going, because his wife is over there, he's going to feel like and look like a different human being. The body language from Malachi for the last 3 years has been of a person that does not want to work there because he knows it's going nowhere. All I can say is I hope he's happy. I hope he's fucking completely healthy because I know he had that back issue, and I hope he finds happiness again, and we are all on his side, and we all want to see him succeed. AEW, they brought him in, did nothing with him. Fuck them for dropping what everybody said was the main event talent.
Yeah, you know what? I think Punk leaving AEW was catastrophic, but I think the worst thing about that, the absolute worst thing about Punk leaving, is that Punk left and went to WWE, but he went to WWE and they've treated him well. And the message that sends back is, if WWE is willing to work with someone as volatile and someone who was trying to kill the company as much as CM Punk, then I feel confident that that regime has changed and it actually is safe to go back.
Jesse, it is a legit business. They are in the business to make money. WWE is making money. AEW is not. I'm sorry. This $160, $70 million TV deal is the only thing keeping this company relevant and afloat. This company does not make money. They are not in the business to make money. The sheer difference between both companies is Triple H is here to make money and write stories with his writing team. Tony Khan is here to sit in his room by himself and play real-life action figures and hope everybody gets on board and looks at him as the cool promoter in town. That's it. That's it. Clear difference between the both. And the talent is slowly starting to recognize that because 90% of the talent there is not being utilized to the potential that they want to be utilized at. Now, not everybody's going to be successful in WWE because you're going to eventually run into a situation where you go over there and it's going to be bloated over there too. So WWE's got to be careful about who they pick and choose, who they want to come back and who they want to bring on in. But that's the great thing about NXT. When there's no room for somebody on the main roster, NXT could use some top tier guys as well. So there's so much more real estate to go around for everybody where Tony Khan loves to hoard and only has 4 hours of television time.
Yeah, you know, people might be asking themselves, well, what do the talent care if AEW is making money or not? Because their contracts are locked. They're getting paid whether or not TK is getting paid from the networks or Max or anything. They still have their money. Well, the problem comes in is that if you stay with a company that is not making money, if they're continuously in the red, come contract time, how much of that money are you going to retain? How long before they're downsizing? How long before your job is not secure anymore? So you kind of want to be in a company that is making positive steps at least. Even if they're breaking even, AEW's in the red, man. I mean, I know they get this big deal and everything and they can recoup a lot, but at the same time, sales, ratings, merchandise, things do not look good. Nobody wants to be a part of a company where things are on the downfall.
There's only 2%, 3% maybe of the roster that is used on a regular basis or semi-regular basis. Everybody else, it's like a fucking roulette wheel. You don't know what week you're going to be used. Talent doesn't want to sit in the back and then come to the fucking show and come to the venue and then find out that they're not being used. You know, they can make all the money in the world that they want. Sure. Go and support your family. Give your family the life that they deserve. Fantastic. But at the end of the day, you still want to be used for the talents that you are, and you want the company to utilize your talent to not only make the company better, but to make you better. Nobody wants to sit around doing nothing. Everybody wants to be involved. The industry is ever evolving, and you see the landscape that WWE is creating and changing for professional wrestling. And here people are sitting in catering, waiting and hoping that one day maybe Tony Khan will pick on me like a fucking, kid in class. Or maybe teacher will pick on me today. Who wants to live like that? And then if you say anything out of line, and if you don't do what the boss wants, then he ices you, you're off TV, and then you're never to be seen or heard from again. And if you support your friend, supposedly, then you're iced and you're never to be seen or heard from again. Who the fuck wants to work like that?
Bro, I am hearing that these days, TK is as unapproachable as Vince McMahon was back in his terror days, man. Like, people are just terrified to approach him and say, hey, I don't think this is working. Maybe we should do this, because they don't want to be put on the fucking back burner. So they have to go out there and just suck it up. People are scared to go out there and pitch.
Tony doesn't want to talk to anybody. Tony doesn't want to be involved with anybody. He's hired people to take care of these problems, and then they never get taken care of. And Tony, at the end of the day, is not for the pro wrestler. He's for his own wallet and his own fucking finances, and he shills out all of that money to whoever he wants to keep them happy, because he thinks that everything revolves around money. And Tony's going to sit in his office and ignore everybody and ignore everybody's complaints and avoid everybody, because Tony wants to do what Tony wants to do, and he doesn't want to do what's best for the roster, and he doesn't want to do what's best for the people paying to sit in that arena. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. And no matter how many times people say, JD, you're negative, you got a vendetta against Tony, you make it feel personal. Motherfucker, these people have made it personal with us for the last 3 years. And if you don't like the harsh criticisms and the harsh truths that are coming out of our mouths now because of the shit that you're giving back to us, I got a fucking bridge in New York City to sell you, man. I ain't changing my fucking tone until shit changes. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I have this problem with people, and I know there's people here, like the way I'm getting ready to describe. I have a problem talking to people who like bashing AEW just because they are WWE fans and they don't want the company to succeed. I am not in the same boat with those people.
Nope.
I don't sit around and talk about how bad AEW is to people who don't even care about AEW. I have no problem talking bad about AEW with people who I know want to see this company flourish. They want to see this company do great. I want to see both sides. I want to see, for my personal interest, I want to see the talent have two rival companies that they can go work for and support their families. And not, bro, being a pro wrestler is a depressing fucking profession, man. Unless you are on television, you are starving. So to have two companies that are doing well, that you can go work for and make great money, that's what I want to see. Because if one is failing and goes away and the other one is thriving, that means your favorite wrestler is going to be making less money. And that's just economics, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a sad state of affairs. We don't work there. I don't have a fucking clue what's going on there, but you could physically see just by what you read and what you see on television, what the environment is backstage, and you just piece the puzzle together. It's like all these different things over the years. You see things just kind of falling into place, and then you come up with this own thing, this own determination about what's going on there, and it's pretty fucking accurate. It is very accurate. And I don't understand all these people, like Jesse said, you know, this toxic positivity. It's the one thing that's killing the company. You know, these people who hate AEW, you could see who hates for the simple fact of hating. Those people don't watch the show. They're out for whatever chump change or whatever pennies Elon's paying, which is not much. I got 60,000 followers on X. I make maybe $30, $40 a month. It's nothing. These people are making nothing to genuinely hate the company for no reason. WWE fans don't watch AEW. There's no reason for them to, because everything that you wanted in AEW, WWE is giving you tenfold. The toxic positivity is killing the company, and then you see it trickle down with the positive creators in the community, and you see it from the positive Twitter accounts on social media. You can't say anything negative about the company and what goes on there. You are labeled the enemy. These people work with Matt Hardy and these podcasts and this and that. They're friends with Dax. They're friends with this. They're trying to get a job there. They're rubbing elbows. They want to be shrewd businessmen and come off like shrewd businessmen. Enough for the positivity. This is what AEW has done. This is the environment that they've created. And you could physically see who's in that bubble just by what they say and how they act on social media. It's fake. All of it's fake. We're real fans. We're here every single week. I sit in this chair when I don't have to give you guys, Jesse as well, give you guys the real take on professional wrestling. We got 3,000 people in here who genuinely fucking care about the product. That is 6,000. That is 600 more people than were in attendance for Dynamite tonight. So clearly we're doing something right. Positivity doesn't sell. Honesty sells. Stop being fake and stop giving fake positivity, man. We can see right through that shit. And that's the environment that AEW's created. They don't want any criticism whatsoever. Tough shit.
No. We were here when the product was good, when the product was great. All of the other outlets were praising the product and saying it was great. So were we. When the product started to slip and everything else, other podcasts continued to say that the product was great. We started saying that it sucked. Now, all of a sudden, we are the problem. But here's the thing. How can the product be just as good then as it is now, and the numbers don't say that they are? I don't understand that. If you are not willing to change when things aren't going correctly, they are never going to get better. Ever, 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 ever. And surrounding yourself with a bunch of people who are either A, scared to approach you, or B, are only going to tell you what you want to hear, that is not going to help you improve your product at all. At some point, you're going to, and I know because I heard this from too many different people, but sooner or later, TK is going to have to put the pin down, the coveted pin that he swears he's never going to put down. If he wants this company to make it, he's going to have to put it down. He's tried digging himself out of this creative hole, out of this rut. He's just not capable of doing it. It is not an easy job. Not everyone can do it. I'm not even sitting there claiming that if you give me the job right now, I could fix it all. It's a hard fucking job, bro. You should probably leave it to professionals or someone with some kind of wrestling experience. He's not willing to. From what I'm hearing, it is something that he is holding on to like dear life. He is never going to put down creative. So I don't see how they're ever going to get out of this rut, because it's not the talent. It is purely him and creative.
Guy's living in denial. Nobody can say anything to him because the ramifications of whatever is said there is going to come back and bite them in the ass. People are afraid to speak up. Gee, man, it sounds like there's one problem and one problem only in AEW, and it has nothing to do with the fucking talent. Who's the problem? You guys know who the problem is. His name starts with Tony, and last name ends with Khan.
Ends with Khan. It's the guy who signed the bottom of that public statement when Cody left. CEO, head of creative, AVP, HR, MVP, he is everything that is AEW. And again, we've said this in the past, and we sprinkled it in here and there, but I and most wrestling fans, and we are appreciative of what Tony Khan has given us with his fortune. There are plenty of billionaires out there. Not too many of them are rushing to go start wrestling promotions, and Tony Khan did just that. He gave us another big-time TV-produced wrestling company to watch, but it just sucks now. TK, it just sucks. It is not as good as it used to be. We appreciate you bringing the company to life, but my God, man, please pass it to someone who can keep it alive, because it's dying.
It is dying. It is dying. This is the same guy that Mike Mad Dog, what's his name on ESPN today? Russo called Tony Khan kid today while explaining the Jacksonville Jaguars' failures over the last several years. He called him kid. He said, what has his kid ever done in professional football? I said, you could apply that to professional wrestling. What has Tony Khan ever done in professional wrestling? It's the same thing. What has he done? He's done nothing. He's done nothing to earn the fucking pen, the coveted pen that writes this show every fucking week. If you could even say it gets written. Seems like it's booked on the fucking fly as far as I'm concerned.
It really is.
So this Buddy Murphy, Matthews, and Will Osprey wasn't really a passing of the torch. It was more of an endorsement here from Will Osprey to Buddy Matthews. Yeah. Clearly, they're going to be in Australia in a month, and Buddy Matthews is Australian, and he needs a match on the show. Now, my question to the beautiful writing team over there Is this going to result in Buddy Matthews keeping a position on television, or are you just simply using him because you have to because it's Australia? Which is it? We'll find out after Grand Slam comes and goes, because when we see Buddy Matthews not on television, we'll find our answer. But he needs to be on television because he's fucking great.
I would keep the House of Black alive without Malachi.
Sure.
I would have Brody King lead it and bring in someone to tag with Buddy Murphy. Let that be the tag team. Keep Julia in place, and then put Brody King on a main event run.
Yeah, Chris Russo. Yeah, Mad Dog Chris Russo. That's his name. I was thinking Mike and the Mad Dog. I used to listen to Mike and the Mad Dog a lot.
Oh, okay, all right.
After that, we got Private Party, who had a championship celebration. Gee, man, the geniuses in the creative department, man. How many championship celebrations do we need? They won the championship on October 30th. Fucking ridiculous. They're out there, championship celebration with a couple of ladies. They got the VIP section roped off. They're drinking whatever they're drinking. So they're coming out and they're drinking, and all of a sudden they're interrupted by the Hurt Syndicate. MVP says they like to party too, and they're allowed into the VIP section, saying that he was the one to invent this kind of party. MVP says it's time to raise a toast to Private Party, proposing a toast. And Bobby Lashley says, here's to the Hurt Syndicate taking those tag team titles. MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin pour their drinks into the ice bucket, and they make their way to the ring for Lashley's upcoming match with Mark Briscoe. Now, this has been, Jesse, a common discussion on this platform. So much so that Mark Quinn, I was leaving the HOG arena in New York at our last show for our December show, and he sees me leaving. He says, "Oh, look, it's the Heat Machine." I'm like, listen, I love Private Party. I think they're great. House of Glory fucking OGs. Called many Private Party match in House of Glory. Every time they show up, it's fucking great. Love those guys. I hate the fact that they have done both of these guys dirty. And what I mean by that is, and all the sickos, they want to believe that there's some fabricated story here. They won the tag team championships based off nothing. They had one match with the Young Bucks, which was decent, right? I won't call it a match of the year candidate or anything. They came very close, and all of a sudden they were in this storyline, and they were chasing the tag team titles. They want to get over that mountain and become the tag team that everybody expected them to be. They get the match, and they win the tag team titles on October 30th on Dynamite. Jesse, when I tell you they haven't made one Dynamite appearance since winning the tag team titles until tonight, November, December, January, 2 months. 2 months and a few weeks they haven't been on Dynamite. So I'm asking, where's the story? Where's the story with Private Party? There was no story going into them winning. There's no story coming out of them winning. All we heard was they're going to be built up. They're going to be given a story. They're the tag team champions. We're going to run with this. What have they done since winning the tag team championships, Jesse? How many stories have they been involved with?
Nothing.
None.
So here's what it feels like. First off, I want to start with the segment that we just got. When Private Party came out, they got their swag on. They got some beautiful women with them. They got the biggest, baddest fucking security guard with them, opening the fucking the velvet rope thing and all that shit. They doing their thing. They the champs. They living it up. MVP and Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin came out, and they immediately sucked all the coolness out of Private Party as they entered the screen. It's like they just big leagued them just by being in the same frame as them. And when they turned around and said, "We're winning those tag team titles," and then walked away, I believed every goddamn syllable that came out of his mouth. I mean, Private Party comes off as a joke, and I'll explain why. It has nothing to do with Private Party. They are fantastic. They are a legitimate tag team. They've been one for years. They are great. But what they're giving right now, it feels like that someone woke up on Wednesday morning and said, hey, we're going to make Private Party World Tag Team Champions. All right? And then they did it. I'm like, all right, now they're champions because they deserve it. They've been here a long time, and we're going to make them champions. That's not how you make someone champion. Even if you've buried these guys since you hired them, there is a better way to make them champion. If you want to make someone champion who has not sniffed gold since they got there, it's going to take you months to build up a credible moment to make the fans go, yes, these guys won those fucking titles. Oh, love it. Perfect example. Tiffany Stratton just went viral because of her cash in. Why? Why was it so interesting? Because that moment has been building for months. She's talented. Everybody was waiting for that moment, and they find when's it going to happen? Is it going to happen here? Oh, they're probably going to troll us again. Oh, it's happening. I'm watching reactors mark the fuck out. Everybody had that warm, people are crying because it was built up over months. We knew it was coming. We didn't know when. We knew she deserved it. We were waiting for it. That's not what happened with Private Party. They sucked. They're champion. That's not how you do it.
I listen. There's barely anything for me to add on top of that. They were losers for 5 years, and then you expect us to care, and the sickos are convinced, all right, they're champions now. Look, AEW is going young. They're giving the young kids the run with the titles. So I expected something to come out of Private Party's tag team title run. Nothing came out of it. AEW failed Private Party in 5 years. AEW failed Private Party after they won the tag team championships. Private Party has not grown. Private Party hasn't been given any effort. Private Party hasn't been given any story. They haven't been given any reason to legitimately have the fans care about them. And then you're asking me, and I'm arguing with people online, let it play out for a story between the Private Party guys and Hurt Syndicate. What story? The story is Tony Khan cannot build stars within his own company. That's the story. Private Party are a joke in AEW. They were given the titles for one reason and one reason only, because Tony did not want to put the titles on the Outrunners because he doesn't trust the Outrunners. He's got this thing where he feels if he goes and puts the belts on a new team that they're going to use and abuse his TV time and then take the belts and use that star power and go somewhere else. Private Party's locked down to a major long-term contract with AEW, so they got rewarded. And now they're getting rewarded by the good old fuck you. They don't give a shit about the tag team division. They don't give a shit about creating new stars. WWE gives a shit about building legitimate stars, like Jesse said in Tiffany Stratton. AEW can't be bothered. They're looking for a quick fix, and they feel like, all right, we'll put the titles on Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Like that's going to fucking do anything. You didn't do anything with any other team before that. What makes you think Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are going to be the difference makers that the division needs? It's not.
Nope.
What a fucking disgrace. I feel bad for Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, man. They got the short end of the stick. Everybody thought that there was something coming out of that reign, and AEW and Tony Khan gave them legitimately nothing. Nothing.
They could have hot-shot at the titles to the Outrunners. They were catching on organically. They were warming up. They were getting hot. The crowds started to tell you that we are interested in them. We want to see them. We're cheering them. We're buying their merch. You could have... Look, not every title change has to be a storyline that's been built for months. There is such a thing called hot-shotting a title. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it fails. But it's a real thing. The Outrunners completely qualified to be hot-shot at the title run when they started getting hot. And they didn't do it. Well, okay, I don't know why they didn't do it. But then I know at this point they see that the Outrunners are getting hot, so maybe they're just going to do a long build and get them up there and then do a change, which is also okay. They've dropped the ball on that. The Outrunners are now cooled off. It's called striking when the iron's hot, man. They refuse to do it. I don't understand it. If your plan was to put Private Party over, great. The Outrunners are getting hot. They're getting hot. Put the titles on them. Hot shot the titles, let them win, and then all of a sudden turn Private Party heel, have them screw the Outrunners out of the titles right away. I mean, like a 1-week title run, some shit like that. Have them be the dicks, and then have the Outriders chase to get those titles back. And now you have both of these teams in somewhat of an interesting fucking story.
Listen, all it would have taken was 6 months. Give me 6 months to tell the story of Private Party chasing the tag team championships, falling on their luck and failing and not getting the job done. The one visual that I remember from the pay-per-view where they wrestled the Bucks and they lost, what was it, a Full Gear? They had that beautiful video package where they were in New York City and Amazing Red was in the fucking video package, giving them a pep talk and giving them some motivational speech. AEW has all the resources in the fucking world to make things matter, and you don't take a long-term plan and a vision to take Private Party from the beginning of the year up until November to build their story. This is why I say they don't have any vision for anybody. This should have been on the radar in January, have it paid off in October or whenever, November. I don't understand how you did not bring in Red to at least be a motivational speech or speaker or a manager for them. Watching them fail, only to team with them against the Elite and Okada and get Red some TV time on Dynamite. Do you know how great that would have played off? Giving them that power to say, you know what? We got our teacher here. We got our mentor here. He's bringing us back to what we used to be. And then the payoff comes. You don't have any vision or care to do anything like that, knowing where they came from, but you want to give me a video package at the pay-per-view with Red right in the thing. Why didn't you use him? Unless he didn't want to be used. Pay the man and use him to get these kids over. They did zero. Now look at them. When they lose these titles, inevitably, to the Hurt Syndicate, where do you think Private Party's going to go? There's no more Rampage for them to wrestle on. They'll be buried on fucking Collision.
Catering.
I don't believe how anybody could sit there and say that this company's in a good place, that AEW's in good shape. Just look at this. Look at that. And I got fucking check marks arguing with me. Oh, just let it play out. There's a story building it. What's the story? This is a story to you? Bobby Lashley shows up with a shot of vodka and says, we're coming for those tag team titles. That's a story to you? I'd find that to be a burial, never mind a fucking story.
Bro, to anybody who may be new here or don't know or missed it, I am the king of let it play out on this channel. I am always trying to talk this guy off the ledge and say, let it play out. Has anyone noticed? I have not said let it play out in fucking months. Done. I mean, that doesn't work when it never, ever, 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 ever comes to fruition. So, no, that's out of the window, bro.
Secondly, this is another one. What happened to Swerve and Lashley and the instance where Lashley... What was it at Hammerstein in one of the Hammerstein rooms shows where Swerve said he's coming for the Hurt Business? What happened to that? These guys are moving on to Private Party in the tag team championships? What, did they just drop a fucking storyline out of thin air? What happened?
Swerve forgot.
Or am I losing my... What did I watch? A Mirage? Did I see Mirage on Saturday night on my TV? Where is the storyline between Swerve and Bobby Lashley? Or is it a case of AEW realizing, or maybe Bobby Lashley says, I'm not losing, and Tony's not going to fucking argue with Bobby Lashley. I'm not losing to Swerve Strickland in my second singles match here in AEW. It's almost as if they booked themselves into a fucking corner. Guy comes in, wins his first match, and then right into a loss against the same guy that he just beat weeks before. What are we doing?
I have no clue. If that was the case, why would you even start the storyline?
I don't know.
Penciled, done, worked out, talked about, and ready to go. This reminds me of the Continental Classic where they started changing the rules and shit. Why? You should have had it all mapped out. There's no reason to change anything. No one got hurt.
Bro, never mind that. Shelton Benjamin was teasing going after the TNT title within the Continental Classic because he lost to Danny Garcia. Well, what happened? Where did everything go? What am I watching?
Nah.
How could you expect people to care if you're giving them one thing and then dropping it? But then the sickos are going to be like, oh, no, they'll go back to it. Go back to what?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like, but her business came in and literally gave business cards to all of the black people in the company. Because maybe they didn't know where they were going to go, so they were just leading out breadcrumbs. All of the black people in the company got her business cards. I'm sorry, her syndicate cards. And nothing has really come from it.
I don't know. Bobby Lashley beat Mark Briscoe pretty easily. This was pretty quick. Froggy Bow by Mark Briscoe. Lashley kicked out at a 1 off of Froggy Bow. Briscoe couldn't believe it. Lashley dodged a corner charge, hit a spear, big spine buster, hurt lock, and that was it for the submission. Post-match, Benjamin and Lashley attacked Briscoe until Private Party came out with chairs, had a face-off. MVP held Benjamin and Lashley back as they retreated from the Private Party. Man, what a story that is, man. I can't wait to see it all unfold next week. Fucking ridiculous. New tag team champions in Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Great. Sucks to be Private Party. Casino Gauntlet match. Jay White was the first in. Joining him was Adam Page. So, number 3. I got questions about number 3, or maybe I'm just very, very critical of the things that I watch. Wheeler Yuta was number 3. Now, Jesse, this Gauntlet match was for a number 1 contender for Jon Moxley's AEW World Championship. You know, that same World Championship we haven't seen since October.
Correct.
Wheeler Yuta's in this match, and he's a part of the Death Riders. Why is Wheeler Yuta in a Gauntlet match at such an early position against everybody else in this match for a number 1 contendership against the World Championship that his leader is holding? Why is that the case?
It's simple, okay? He is one that Moxley feels is worth. How do you get in the match? How do you get in the match?
Tony Khan randomly chooses you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't book that one.
Didn't they hire somebody to fill in these logic gaps? Didn't they? Well, why is a stablemate of Jon Moxley's in this Gauntlet match? Why wouldn't all of them be in it?
They also hired Jennifer Pepperman to help write for Mercedes. All of that shit's out of the window. No one's writing for anyone but TK.
Why wasn't Claudio in it? Why wasn't Pac in it?
How did Darius Martin get into a $100,000 fatal 4-way? Why? Why him?
I had people trying to explain this to me, and I'm looking at everybody with like fucking 6 heads. I'm like, guys, it's not your job to tell me why he's there. Commentary didn't do a single fucking thing to tell me why Wheeler Yuta was there, why he's chosen, why he opted to be in this thing. People were telling me, well, maybe he is sent by Jon Moxley to win this match and maybe win it and lay down for him so he doesn't have to fight anybody for the World Championship. No, that's not the case. And if that was the case, why didn't commentary say that? Because they didn't mention anything like that. Why is he out at number 3 if that's the case? That's the worst fucking position for you to be in.
Why is he out?
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I Ricochet's out there. Swerve's music hits only to transition into Ricochet's music, so he swerved everybody. Swerve is not on the show because of the scissor incident last week. So everybody looking for a continuation, you got none because Swerve is selling the injuries. So at least they did that right.
That's fine. Yeah. I'll say that's good.
Yeah. Adam Cole's in it. He's in there. Danny Garcia shows up. He's number 6. Powerhouse Hobbs, he comes in at number 7. Roderick Strong comes in at number 8. Lance Archer comes in at number 9. Kyle O'Reilly, and then Jeff Jarrett comes out at number 11. So we only got 11 participants in the Gauntlet match. Jarrett was out last. He was attacked by Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta, out of everybody here, went to go attack Jeff Jarrett for whatever reason and take Jeff Jarrett out of the match. He was sent in there by Moxley to take out Jeff Jarrett, as if Jeff Jarrett's a threat. So he's out there. He was attacked by Yuta on the stage. They fight to the back. He was never shown again. He left Archer and Garcia to fend off the Undisputed Kingdom. Hobbs ran through them all. Archer wanted blackout on Hobbs. He wiggled free. Sent Archer to the outside as O'Reilly fired off some combo kicks. He ran into a big-time spine buster, allowing Hobbs to get the 1, 2, 3. So Powerhouse Hobbs wins and is the number 1 contender for the AEW World Championship. Renee, post-match, came to the ring, congratulated Hobbs on his win. Hobbs says, let's shoot for a second. Let it be told Jon Moxley was the one who brought Hobbs to AEW. But next week, he'll shock the world and make Moxley his bitch. Now, I want to preface this by saying Jesse and I very much like and enjoy Will Hobbs. He's been bitten by the injury bug, and he had a nice string of momentum halted because of a nothing match that happened back in April last year that left him out with injury up until this winter. And he battled Jon Moxley, coincidentally, in that match at Daly's place for the New Japan World Championship when Moxley was the world champion. Now we're getting a rematch, Jesse. I think it's pretty certain that Moxley is going to retain next week when we get this match, and Hobbs is not going to win the world championship. All I could say is this is very short-sighted. This is very on-the-fly, week-by-week booking, number 1. Number 2, I don't know how this makes Will Hobbs any better than he is now going on into this thing, coming out. All I can hope for is that this elevates Hobbs in some way, shape, or form, and they give him some sort of direction coming out of this, because nobody expects him to win, and I don't really trust Tony Khan to take Will Hobbs going into next week to give him anything coming on out. What do you think of this?
I think I think it's a good idea to push him. I think it's a good idea to get him to world title status, but it feels like this was their push. Like they have him up there and they're ready to give him that title shot. I don't think he's hot enough for it right now. I don't think you have done enough to put him in a world title match and to have everyone in the arena, on the edge of their seats, hoping that Hobbs gets to pull it off. That's not what you have not built that up right now. So you're going to go out there and you're going to feed him to Moxley, and I don't know where you're going to go with him from there. Because again, he doesn't have the momentum that he should have right now. I mean, I think he deserves a push, and I'm grateful that he's getting the push. But that doesn't mean just any push. Put him in something meaningful. Put him in a situation or a few situations to make the fans go, come on. We want to get behind this guy. We want to see him win. They should be chanting his fucking name. When he comes out, the fans should be losing their shit. And that's just not what's happening right now. You're not building him up correctly for a big monumental title change. And right now, for what you got going on with him, no one believes he's going to win anyway.
It's a waste of time. Everybody's going to be looking at this. Oh, this is great for Will Hobbs. This is a great spot for Will. What the fuck does it mean? It means nothing. He just lost to the last time we saw him, he lost to Takeshita at the pay-per-view. A loser. Then they throw him in a fucking squash match over 2 guys last week, and he wins that like we need Will Hobbs in a fucking squash match. Now he wins a gauntlet match and is the number 1 contender. Does anybody believe he's going to beat Jon Moxley? And what type of momentum does he have on his side? Does he have the emotional investment from the fan base to beat Jon Moxley? No, he doesn't.
Not. Say he wins. Say TK's, I'll fool all you motherfuckers. I'm going to have him win. Okay, Will Hobbs wins. Jon Moxley came out with his crew, hijacked the ring, said he was taking over the network. This show was going to change. It's not yours anymore. Put the fucking title in a briefcase. We're going to walk around and do whatever we want for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then he gets beat by Will Hobbs.
What happens?
Now what?
Now what?
No. That's it? You did all that fucking talking and you just lost to Will Hobbs? That's no interest. Absolutely zero fucking interest.
I don't know. And then you got people saying, oh, at least they're trying. What are they trying?
trying shit.
You know what I want you to try? You know what I want you to try in regards to that? Why don't you build up your fucking talent so we actually give a shit about them? Try that. I care about nobody. Nobody here.
The Death Riders, the most dastardly thing they have done is duct tape the fucking, Rock and Roll Express to a couple of shelving units.
What a failure. This entire storyline is a fucking fail. Week by week, what type of presence, what type of threat did the Death Riders bring to Dynamite tonight? It's a company takeover, right? What is the story? What is the story? What is the mission statement here? Duct tape the fucking Rock and Roll Express. That's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
The quicker this ends, the better. I would have had Paige win, and I would have had Paige beat Moxley and end this shit once and for all. That's what I would have did. The only guy in this fucking match I wanted to see fucking win the world title. That's it. Ridiculous.
Hey, I don't remember. Did we get to Jason Barker?
We did not. We did not. I'm sorry. I'm on a roll. Jason Barker comes in with a $100 super chat. He says, if I were TK, I would pay for AC/DC's TNT. Gee, you're making too much sense there, Jason. Do you want to know why? TNT, I'm Dynamite. TNT, and I'll win the fight. TNT, I'm a power load. TNT, watch me explode. Kind of fitting, because TK wants to blow his dream match load in 3 weeks. Yes.
Ew.
Yes.
I don't know. I still say the same thing. I mean, you pulling out AC/DC, and these guys are coming out with modern, 18 to 35 demos, guys.
Can't shit on AC/DC. I'm not a fan of AC. I find them to be incredibly boring and overrated, just like fucking Guns N' Roses. Not my cup of coffee, honestly, especially from that time period. Rock and
AC/DC. You can't shit on Pointer Sisters. You can't shit on Elton John. These guys are legends in music. That doesn't mean that they fucking
the song in theory makes sense, but WWE had AC/DC when they were on Fox for SmackDown. It didn't work then. Why would it work for AEW? It didn't work then. I don't like that type of. It needs to be a high energy. It needs to be something. Somebody sent me something. It was a Falling in Reverse song, Ronnie Radke theme song. I mean, it worked great. It's got to be very energetic. It's got to be hard hitting, fast, up tempo. So I don't know what that is, but whatever was last week is not the answer. Jeff Jarrett, he walked out, and he was there when Hobbs walked away from Renee. They shook hands, and Jarrett walks out with a towel around his neck, and he gets in the ring, and we have him cutting a promo. Jarrett questioned whether the Last Outlaw still has what it takes to become the AEW champion when he was cut off by MJF, who came to the ring. Ian Riccaboni's in there. MJF called Ian Riccaboni a Bible-thumping prick and tells him to leave his ring, as he tells Jarrett that he's never had the pleasure of meeting him in the ring before and introduces himself. MJF says he wants Triple B back, but the world title picture is too crowded right now. MJF says it's Jarrett's fault that Hobbs won tonight as he got beat up by, let me check my notes, Wheeler Yuta. Useless. MJF says there's people like Adam Copeland wanting the AEW World title before putting over Jarrett, and ran over his resume, which he had to look up because he's not a dinosaur. MJF said Jarrett's clock is ticking, but he hasn't been honest with the fans. The contract that Jarrett signed is only for 1 more year, which we discussed last week. Was it 3 years? Can't be 3 years. They made it a known thing tonight, Jesse, that it's 1 year, which I find to be laughable because in the same year that John Cena is retiring, and we have a John Cena retirement tour, Tony Khan is trying to sell us on the AEW product by doing the same thing, which is a Walmart bargain basement version of what WWE is doing with Cena, with Jeff Jarrett's retirement tour in 2025, man. They are not the same, and they are not even in the same fucking stratosphere as far as importance goes. Why do you think he feels he needs to do this?
I have no idea. Jeff Jarrett was a fucking legend in this business before John Cena had any ruthless aggression. So, I mean, it's why are they doing this with Jeff Jarrett? Maybe because WWE's doing it with Cena. I don't know. I just don't know, man. I can't figure this one out. No one is sitting around hoping and praying for a Jeff Jarrett title run or an attempt at a title run or a feud with someone who owns a title.
I don't know. Who asked for this?
And again, I need to preface this every time because in case someone missed it, I love Jeff Jarrett for what he's done to this business. I think he is valuable and he should stay in the company, helping the younger talent, helping management, and my God, helping creative, please.
How did we get to a point where Jarrett was a producer / agent for AEW? And now all of a sudden he's an on-air character weekly on Dynamite and Collision. How did we get here?
He turned around and said, I need somebody to book whole catering area, all sitting around there, just full of talent. Jeff Jarrett, you come here.
Is Tony Khan terrible at reading the room, or is he just plain fucking stupid? Which is it? It's bad enough you got Jarrett on TV. You got him in the fucking ring with MJF.
I don't even think he's booking for the sickos anymore.
No.
I think he's strictly booking for himself.
Yes. 1 year. Gee, Tony, is there a creative bone in your body? Who else is retiring this year that has 1 year left? It ain't Jeff Jarrett. MJF is here to help Jarrett prove he's still got it. 1 year for Jarrett to make it back to the mountain one more time. As without MJF's help, Jarrett couldn't win a match. All MJF asks for is one favor. First in line when he wins the world title. MJF offers a handshake. Jarrett takes the microphone and puts over MJF for being the longest reigning AEW champion of all time. Jarrett says they call MJF a one-hit wonder in Music City. Jarrett knows the road he has to go down as he's been at rock bottom before, both professionally and personally. But it'll allow him to fight his way back to the top of the mountain. Jarrett said that MJF had a chance to enter the Gauntlet match tonight, but opted to scheme to get a shot instead. No, I actually call that smart. Why would you want to be a part of that match only to not win it? Why waste your breath when you could just find other means? He's not buying what he's selling. He doesn't need MJF in 2025. He's going to make the most of this year and called MJF an entitled prick before leaving the ring. So like we questioned before, Jesse, earlier in the show, is this MJF simply being used as a vice or a device for Jeff Jarrett to get empowered to maybe win the world championship? Is this leading to an MJF and Jeff Jarrett match in a feud going into Grand Slam or Revolution? And what happens if that's the case? Does Jarrett beat MJF? Otherwise, how does he get a championship match? I don't know what's going on here. I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, I can't make sense of any of this. I can't take what we've been given and say, well, hold on, because if they do this and do that, then this could make sense and it might be... No, there is absolutely nothing I can think of to make me say having Jeff Jarrett in the world title picture makes any sense at all. At all. If you want to, you want to use Jeff Jarrett on TV, fine. Make him your on-air commissioner personality. Jeff could do that. You know, make him your TV commissioner, man.
Bro, that'll never be allowed. Did you see the clip? Did you see the clip of Wade Keller saying that Tony did not want an on-air authority figure to take his place as he was injured by the Bucks back in April at Daly's place when he wore the neck brace? He didn't want another person on air, even an on-air personality, to pretend booking the show because he did not want the interpretation or the feeling that someone else was booking the show but him.
Yes, I did hear that.
That's the type of mentality that is running this company. So you think Jeff, even though I think your idea is a good one, Jeff Jarrett or this company, this show could use an authority figure. Jeff Jarrett would be a good authority figure. But that would never happen because Tony doesn't even want anybody to pretend booking the show unless people know it's him. Fact.
Wow.
Fact. Why do you think, and Wade Keller says that's the reason why they dropped the storyline. I believe it. That's why he was back in 3 weeks. And that's why Christopher Daniels was there in a segment backstage with Tony Khan. This fucking place is disgusting. MJF is way too good for this shit, and the misuse of MJF is honestly sickening this year. I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. Has the company moved on from MJF? Do they get a feeling that he's just up and leaving after this current deal is up? Are they not going to push him like they should because he's a star? I don't know. Or maybe MJF doesn't give a shit. Good on him. He preserves his body and then he saves himself for what really matters after AEW is over. I don't know.
What do you mean giving? Didn't they just re-sign him for fucking 5 years?
Who knows?
It's gonna sit him for man. Get the.
Well, they're not off to a good start here.
Nope, they're not.
I don't know. Copeland.
Cope. FT Cope.
FT Cope with Jon Moxley. Cope addresses Jon Moxley. They called him Cope. Adam Copeland. So Cope ran through Jon Moxley in the Death Riders Carnage since he's been going, including Bryan Danielson and Darby Allin. Copeland said the biggest mistake was going after his good friends, FTR. Copeland said no one has fought through what he's fought through just to be standing in the ring, and he'll die on that hill. Copeland is a different animal than Jon Moxley has to face. And Moxley says, or he mentions to Moxley about breaking his neck in a match against Eddie Guerrero, but kept going for 20 minutes, winning the match. Copeland fought Malachi in a barbed wire steel cage and broke his leg, but he got up and won the match. Copeland knows Moxley is one of the toughest in the game, but question what Moxley can do to him that hasn't been done to him before. So Jon Moxley's music hits, and it's legitimately like death. Nobody reacts. It's like fucking. It's legitimately silence when that. It's depressing when his music hits because you know exactly what's going to happen. So Claudio, Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta come on out, and they're just kind of walking in the crowd, and FTR attacks them from behind. Copeland and Moxley brawl in the ring. Marina Shafir sprinted to ringside to slide the briefcase into Moxley. Copeland grabbed Shafir and was distracted long enough for a returning Pac to appear and attack from behind. Moxley applied the Bulldog choke as FTR was taken out ringside. Shafir handed a bag for Moxley. And Powerhouse Hobbs' music hit, and he comes out from the back, showing no fear as he's being looked at 4-on-1 as Hobbs gets in the ring and all of the Death Riders retreated. Gee, man, that's going to sell me on next week's match. Give me a fucking break. How soon, Jesse, before we see Beth Phoenix in to be the equalizer to Marina Shafir?
It's not going to be long. At the same time, too, I don't know. Maybe she won't want to show up to ruin her relationship with the E. So I don't know.
Who knows? This was lame. I mean, does this matter at all to anybody? Just the same old tired garbage. There's no reason to fucking care. You're watching it. It's like, oh, man, I can't wait to watch next week. I don't get that feeling at all from this. When are we getting Moxley and Copeland? We getting it at Grand Slam? When are we getting it? What are we getting at Revolution?
Sure. They got a bunch of TV specials coming up, don't they? Because they're not doing another pay-per-view till like March.
Grand Slam is the next pay-per-view.
When is that? March?
February 15th.
February 15th.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the one in March? Early
Revolution. March 3rd.
All right. So yeah, they still got a nice little stretch before that next pay-per-view. They're not running one until mid-February. So they'll probably do it at a one of the TV events. You know.
Sure. Mariah May. She's backstage about the women's gauntlet match next week. Tells the women competing to dance like marionettes. They dance like the marionettes that they are before she cuts their strings and burns them alive. Harley Cameron screams her way into the frame and said she wants to give the fans an appetizer on Collision. Mariah May says she's not getting a title shot. Harley says that's fine. Non-title. Hot girl graps. May says she's going to rip Cameron's head off, which Cameron said, all right, but screamed that May will feel the wrath of Harley Cameron. She's very entertaining, I'll give her that.
Yeah, she was kind of funny in that segment, to be honest.
She's very, very outgoing, very entertaining. I could see her definitely getting over more and more the more she's on TV. no reason to believe she's going to beat Mariah May, but, good. Continue to work on that. But again, they don't have a fucking clue as to building new stars, so I don't really give them much faith into building Harley Cameron.
No.
Chris Statlander, Toni Storm, and Willow Nightingale, number one contender spot, or number one spot, not contender, but spot in the Gauntlet match on the line next week. We got a women's Gauntlet match. We got a men's this week and a women's next week. It's great that the women are getting it, but, how many times? The Gauntlet match is just so overdone already. It's like, how many times you're going to go to that well and use it just to get, some minutes on television? It is what it is. Jesse, our girl, Chris Statlander.
Hollywood Eric says Revolution is March 9th.
March 9th, sorry. Whatever. 3rd, 9th, who gives a fuck? Whatever. March.
Dummy. Jeez.
Chris Statlander is the number one participant next week as she beat Toni Storm and Willow Nightingale in this triple threat match, Jesse.
Oh? I was shocked.
Did Chris Statlander need this win?
Yes. Absolutely needed this fucking win.
Did Willow need this win?
Yes. Willow needed the win as well.
Did Toni need the win?
Toni did not need the win. No.
Statlander won. This was very quick. This did not get enough time. I felt like this could have used more time. So all three ladies are in there. We'll pick it up towards the end. We got Nightingale hit her discus lariat, and all three ladies are down. There was a headbutt by Toni. Nightingale with a discus lariat. Everybody was down. Statlander backdropped out of a Storm Zero. Hits a shotgun drop kick. She charges in. Nightingale met her with a pounce out of nowhere. Sweet chic music on Statlander from Toni. Nightingale hits a cannonball on both before laying Storm out with a DVD for 2. So all three ladies are trading suplexes and lariats. Storm avoids Chaos Theory, but Nightingale was there to hit a double German suplex. Toni Storm nearly got a flash pin, but Statlander put a stop to it. Countered the Doctor Bomb by Willow, as Statlander sent her to the floor and laid out Storm with Wednesday Night Fever for the win. Nightingale was in the corner, visibly upset, and Statlander celebrated the victory. She's now the number one spot in next week's women's Gauntlet match. Great. Who's going to win the Gauntlet match? I feel like Toni Storm's going to win the Gauntlet match, and we're going to get Toni Storm versus Mariah May at Grand Slam because that's exactly where the title match is taking place. Gee. What an interesting proposition we have here, Jesse. A predictable Gauntlet match next week, huh?
Oh, I'm waiting at the edge of my seat.
I know. It's crazy.
Can't wait.
Now, somebody else could win this match. It doesn't have to be Toni, but who else is there? Is Stat going to win the match and she's going to get Mariah May?
Maybe we get a Britt Baker run-in.
Maybe.
Remember when she used to work here?
Who?
What?
Who's that?
I didn't say anything.
Didn't she close her dental practice?
I did not hear anything about that.
I don't know.
She's probably working more hours there now.
Who knows? Probably. Anyway, Toni Storm was backstage with Renee, who said she gave it her best, but clearly she isn't ready yet. It was an honor to be there with Stat and Nightingale, but she has to keep working hard, as it's not Toni time all the time. Well, it could be Toni time all the time. I don't mind Toni time. But
unless it's Stat time, though.
But I'm kind of over this amnesia shit, bro. I got to be honest with you.
Yep. It'll play out. It'll be done sooner or later. Where's Stokely Hathaway?
I don't know.
Chris Statlander needs Stokely Hathaway. She was at her absolute most interesting when she had Stokely Hathaway. Simple. She is not great on the microphone. Stokely is. They had great chemistry together. Why are they not together?
If AEW wanted some fucking story, why don't you start penning out a story on how to get Chris Statlander back with Stokely, and then Chris Statlander, or maybe not even Stokely, just pen a story and get Statlander back with Nightingale and make me give a fuck. Instead of all this nothing that's going on and just pretending like the heel turn never happened.
Yeah.
Maybe they join forces and then maybe Mercedes finds herself a new heater or something. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's so hard to find great chemistry in pro wrestling. It has to be believable. The fans got to like it. Fans got to enjoy it. And they had something with Chris Statlander, who is great in the ring and not great on the mic. Stokely Hathaway, fucking funny-ass guy. They got along great. Funny moments. I mean, great. So they broke it up. Why?
I don't know.
Did Stokely say something about Punk?
Might have. I don't know. I don't know where any of it's going. I really don't. I feel like we'll eventually get a Statlander Mercedes 3, but what does it mean?
Why?
What does it mean? Why would we care? There's no story.
Why? Can Mercedes even walk while she's carrying 37 titles right now? What is going on with
She's
her?
the TBS champion, then the women's never open weight champion, whatever the fucking champion, strong championship, whatever the fuck it's called. She got the Rev Pro championship and this other title that is combined with the Rev Pro title. Nobody gives a fuck. Who gives a shit? You're parading around like a child with toys. Oh my, look at me, I'm cool.
I have all of these. Who are you putting over? What happened to Camille? I thought this whole breakup thing was a part of the story and everything else. We haven't seen her in fucking months. Where is she?
They didn't want to write Camille into any of Mercedes' momentum. They didn't want they didn't want Camille.
You put them together.
This is exactly what you want the truth of the matter? Here you go, folks. This is not rocket science. I don't need a fucking paid subscription to a dirt sheet to figure this one out. Mercedes and Camille were paired together for absolutely no reason but Mercedes eating Camille alive. There was no plan. There was nothing involved there. There was no story. There was no vision whatsoever. They paired Mercedes with Camille only to drop Camille because Mercedes could not fathom the thought of Camille interjecting herself into what Mercedes is building right now, because Mercedes needs to be the Charlotte Flair of the AEW women's division, and that's exactly what she's become, as she's now holding 3 or 4 different fucking championships where none of them really matter. And I hate saying this because Mercedes is an incredible pro wrestler. I've said this for the last 7 years. This is not a fucking secret. Her having banger matches as of late is not surprising, or should not be surprising to anybody, to be quite honest with you. But the simple fact of the matter is this is who we're working with. Tony cannot say no, and his team sucks. You pair this woman together with Camille, and now Camille is dead. Where is Camille?
When you paired them together, you must have had an end game. You must have had a plan. If you didn't want Camille anywhere near Mercedes and what she is doing, then for the love of Christ, why did you put them together?
Then I hear these rumors of Mercedes getting her own band of women together. They just did that. They just tried that. That's not going to be successful, because they're all going to end up the same way as Camille did. Then I'm hearing rumors about possibly this year that AEW does a women's blood and guts match. Okay. Who is that going to include? Is that going to include Mercedes and her new band of horsewomen here in AEW? Who exactly is a horsewoman in AEW? Who could be constituted as such in AEW? You've killed everybody because of Mercedes. She ate them all.
Anna Jay, Britt Baker,
Harley Cameron.
Rosa.
Harley Cameron.
Would she be a horse? Was she there?
I don't know.
Penelope Ford.
Ruby Soho.
Oh, where is she? Oh, she's pregnant. Never mind. No, she just had the baby. She's being a mom.
This will be the same storyline that they did with the Outcasts. Saraya, right? Ruby Soho. Want to put Anna Jay in there?
I mean, if you're gonna do horsewomen, I'm thinking about 4 core women who were there at the beginning.
Layla Gray, Kiera Hogan, and Red Velvet, says Phenomenal Ace. None of these women are on television.
No, none of them.
You're giving me 3 women that wouldn't factor into a single fucking drop of interest.
Nope.
All 3 women are signed to the company, and they've never. Red Velvet's where? On Ring of Honor? Yeah, it's watched by what? 18 people? Fucking break. 0 drawing power, 0 interest.
Julia Hart.
Julia Hart
is pretty good. Still very green. So young. so much potential, and she's getting it and a lot to learn. I feel like they're going to drop the ball on her, too.
They dropped the ball on everybody.
On everybody. On everybody.
Moving on. Kenny Omega, he returns to Dynamite. After returning at the Tokyo Dome in front of 24,000 people, he returns to Dynamite in front of 2,500 people in fucking Tennessee. Where were they tonight? Tennessee? What part of Tennessee? Franklin? I don't know. Who gives a fuck? So he's in the ring, and he's got a microphone. He's got his new theme music from New Japan that he debuted at Wrestle Kingdom. I actually prefer his old theme music, but this one is very Final Fantasy-esque inspired. I enjoy it, but I don't like this one better than the old one. Makes his way out to the ring. He's high-fiving fans. He's smiling. To me, he looked depressed. To me, he looked like he didn't even want to be there.
Yeah.
Welcome back, chants ring out. Omega's head is still bandaged up from his match at Wrestle Kingdom, but it's never brought up on commentary. They never brought up the fact that he wrestled in the Tokyo Dome and beat Gabe Kidd on Saturday night. Not a single fucking mention on commentary.
Not on commentary. Like Kenny mentioned it like in one line, I think, right?
Yeah. He says it was a little over a year ago that he found out he had diverticulitis and had to have 2 feet of his intestines removed, as the doctors says he would have been dead had he delayed any longer checking himself into the hospital. Omega asked the doctor how long recovery is, but he was told he'd be a lucky man to return to a normal way of life, let alone to the ring. Omega says he pushed things too hard and found himself in the hospital 4 more times for 4 more weeks, and questioned if he could still do this. Omega says there was a time he thought giving up was the safest option. But once he considered what purpose would he have on the planet without the fans backing him in the ring? Omega says a few days ago he tested his theory in Tokyo, Japan, just like he found his purpose tonight. If Omega isn't in the ring giving fans everything he has every single week, then he's not living. Even though he's not the same guy, the new version, the one not worried about money, power, revenge, can still prove he has what it takes. He says he's not worried about money, power, or revenge. Gee, what a way to kill a storyline, huh?
Then what exactly are you out for?
The fuck are you back here for then? Because you wasted several hours of our fucking television time getting pile drived, Tony Khan getting pile driven, and you getting taken out by the Elite to get stretchered out, Jack Perry dumping intestines on a birthday cake. I mean, holy fucking shit.
He had all of us sitting there saying, man, when Kenny gets back, boy, you guys are all fucked. He's going to get you. And, Kenny comes back and he's like, I don't care anymore.
Don Callis music plays. He slowly walks out to booze. He got off 2 words before Omega bolted from the ring and tackled Callis on the ramp. Brian Cage and Lance Archer ran out and attacked, dragging Omega back to the ring. As Omega attempted to fight back, Kyle Fletcher hit the ring. 3-on-1 attack here. Fletcher and Archer held Omega as Cage delivered a big punch to the midsection, selling the diverticulitis. Cage was about to hit a big powerbomb, and Will Osprey ran out with a chair, took out Archer on the ramp, and chased him off. And the Don Callis family retreated. Osprey tossed the chair aside and had to stare down with Omega to chants of holy shit. Holy shit.
Really stopping the boots, man. Oh, man.
This guy, Boots. We love Boots. I wish Boots would put some boots to Tony Khan's face to get him to write a good show. $200 in Super Chat, and he doesn't leave a single fucking message. You know what, Boots? You know what, Boots? You're getting another holy shit champion.
Boots showed up in my channel a couple of months back, bro, and dropped like fucking 50 gifted subs, man.
We got the OTS family and the Sound Off family coming together as one, man. It is a great, great partnership, man. Thank you guys very much. Boots, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you being here. Holy shit chance, not only for Boots, but for Osprey and Omega and the stare down. We're told it's official next week. Omega will face Brian Cage in his first match back on AEW television in over a year. Osprey makes his way to the back as Omega was left in the ring with a microphone in hand. He was looking to talk, and nobody turned on the microphone for him. They shut it off on him. as Dynamite comes to a close. So by the end of this, Jesse, you know, it's laughable that they're not picking up on the Elite storyline. It's fucking lame. It just gives you the perception of where the product really is, the state of the product right now, that they're not continuing storylines and they just have no problem wasting people's times. But the visual of Omega and Osprey, you know, the last time we saw Omega on AEW television, he was handing the Continental Championship to Okada. Now, when that happened, we all saw clear as day that the camera shot was shot very purposely. It was All In, the whole All In banner in the background, Texas. Right. I don't know why we're waiting till July, which is 9 months away, to do a match between Okada and Omega for the Continental Championship. That just means 9 more months of Okada not defending the fucking championship the way he should. So I don't know where they're going as far as those two, but Osprey is Australian. Oh no, he's from the United Kingdom, but he had the Aussie Open with him, and he's big over there. It's the whole deal with it. So they need a big match. He's from the United Kingdom. He had his group, Aussie Open, the United Empire. So he's got some ties there. And I feel like they're going to need a big match. And I feel like they're going to do this and give us this big match here in Australia. Or it's either going to be Osprey, Omega, and Okada in a triple threat match. Because I don't know why you would have Okada not on this show for Grand Slam. We haven't really seen Okada since he won the Continental Classic. But where do you think they're going with this? And are you excited for any of this? Because this is just rehash upon rehash.
No. No, absolutely not. I feel like that they probably could get me excited about it, but just seeing them in the ring together, I mean, I guess maybe if I was live, you know, at the venue and I had a few drinks in me and I was happy to, oh shit, we got Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay in the ring together. I guess in that moment, it would kind of be fun. But sitting here looking at it, all I'm looking at is they're going to fuck this up. Yeah. They're gonna fuck this up. I can at least appreciate that they didn't bring in Osprey and we got Kenny Omega like 15 minutes later. You know, they did hold it out. It's not like Ricochet and Osprey. You know, it took us a little bit. We're here, but I feel like they're just gonna live off their laurels of their past and not give us anything fresh in this story.
Now, I mean, the last time they were in the ring together, it was phenomenal, but. I mean, what is going to be the issue here between them now? Like, what is the reason for them sharing a ring again when the reason was last time that they were looking for revenge on each other? Osprey was looking for revenge after Omega beat him. Like, why? Yeah, they got a month to tell us why, but I'm not really keen on knowing why, and I don't really trust them telling me why or getting me to care.
Not me either.
I mean, this is. They're going back in the time machine and giving us what we've already seen before. How many times have we seen it? Like, how are you going to recreate what they did before? How?
No, I hate feeling like this. I want to be able to look at that shot and say, oh, shit, here we go. I want to be able to text you and text some other wrestling buddies like, bro, we getting this and that.
There's nothing.
But that's nothing. I'm just like, okay.
There's nothing. Imagine that, a stare down between Osprey and Omega. And it means nothing. It means nothing. You know who it means something to? The only person it means something to is Tony Khan. There's 2,500 people chanting, holy shit, because they're brainwashed and they don't know any better.
Well, I wouldn't say it. Like I just said, if I was there in the moment, it'd be kind of fun, cool, and exciting if you're live.
If I'm there, I'm not there. I'm on fucking planet Uranus. Who gives a fuck? We've seen it already. Collision. Cope goes one-on-one with Big Bill. Dax Harwood versus Chris Jericho. We legitimately got a 6-man tag team match on Saturday's Collision, and now we're getting singles matches from the 6-man tag that we got this week.
There you go.
How much effort do they put into booking their shows? Clearly zero. Mariah May versus Harley Cameron. That's all that's announced for Collision. Dynamite. Maximum Carnage. Moxley defends against Powerhouse Hobbs. Omega versus Brian Cage. Christian versus Hook. And the Casino Gauntlet match for the women. Winner gets an AEW women's title match against Mariah May at Grand Slam on February 15th.
Here we go, bro.
This show sucks.
What? No.
This show sucks. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We're going to read through your super chats in just a second. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go follow Jesse on X at Chi-Town Smart, and go follow him on YouTube as well. Click the name that you see down in the description. You'll see Chi-Town Smart. Click it. It'll take you right to his YouTube channel.
Once again, guys, we did Collision Corner, and if you want to find out how to become a part of the Collision Corner segment, go to my channel, check out the latest upload.
There you go. Go check out the channel on this. Go check out the content on this channel, rather, and leave some support there. We were live on Monday night for Monday night's debut on Netflix, Monday Night Raw. Last night's Tuesday Night Titans did 3,500 people. We got nearly a 40-minute watch time from the average viewer. Great return for episode 78, where we saw the debut of Goldberg.
Yeah. What the fuck are you two doing?
I don't know, man. I didn't even have an adult beverage last night, man. I was sober as fucking as anybody.
Yeah,
Goldberg.
out of it.
Jason was fucking so red in the face, man. He couldn't stop laughing. It was a great moment. I live for moments like that, man.
Get it.
Go check that out, man. TNT on fire, as always. Breaking down Raw and all the storylines going in and coming out. Go check that out. And please hit that thumbs up. We need 60 likes for 1,000. Let's try to get that tonight. Start off with Michael Krause, $2 Super Chat. JD, Jesse, OTS. Hope all is well, my friends. It's very good, Michael. Thank you for being here, as always. We got a Super Chat here coming on in from Easy. What's up, Easy, with a $5 Super Chat. My first Dynamite I've seen in 4 months since getting rid of cable, and all I can say is, what the hell happened to AEW? This shit is awful. Yeah. Join the club, bro. Join the club. Michelle with the $2 Super Chat. Even Kenny Omega cannot save this shit show. No, we cannot. Tribal Chief with a $2 Super Chat. Crowd was dead, JD. Jesse, the best duo in the IWC. Thank you, Tribal Chief. Joey Taylor with a $5 Super Chat. Dynamite was a fine show. Will versus Buddy match. Match of the night. If I was Tony Khan, I would hold off on Tony Storm winning the women's title at All In Texas. I think we need to transform Tony back to timeless very soon. This amnesia shit is running its course, honestly. King Mo Jackson with a $1.99. Name one thing you hate in wrestling today, JD and Jesse.
No, I thought that was the one thing he hated.
One thing that I hate?
AEW creative.
There you go. Absolutely. Man of 1,005 holes with 38 months. I present AEW. If you need to sleep, AEW is your answer. No storytelling, meaningless wrestling. I promise you, you'll be asleep in 5 minutes. Well, Jesse told me he fell asleep during the MJF and Jeff Jarrett segment.
Legit.
Corey Williams with 29 months. I'm excited that Kenny Omega is back in AEW. So are we. It doesn't mean a fucking thing, though. Gold Standard with a $20 Super Chat. I wonder if Kenny was in WWE, he'd be a top star, booked correctly, or if he to be imprinted with the New Japan PWG indie style stuff. Triple H would have Kenny Omega as a star. Believe it. Jason Bark with 29 months. I thoroughly enjoyed your Monday and Tuesday night streams. Let's not forget about Goldberg. Let's cope with this show tonight. We are on fire, Jason. First week of the new year, we are legitimately on fire, man. Phil Dog with 1 month. Thank you, Phil Dog. Thank you for becoming a VIP. I don't like that LA, Los Angeles Dodgers profile picture, bro. We got to get rid of that.
Somebody said free Big Bill.
Yeah.
Bill is married to Lexi Nair.
Yep.
Fuck Big Bill.
Yep. Big Bill is living life.
Very lucky man.
Sarit Mohanty with a super chat. Rock on January 7th NXT said he's 20 steps ahead. Roman says there will be an acknowledgement ceremony on January 27th. So an angle played between Rock and Roman 20 days from now for a possible Mania feud. Bro, Rock could be 20 steps ahead. It doesn't change the fact that coming out of Monday Night Raw, Cody Rhodes looks like a fucking geek. He looks like a geek. And even if The Rock is playing us, he still looks like a geek. Because Cody fell for it. AJ with...
Shout out to Mama Rhodes.
Yeah, Mama Rhodes, yeah. AJ with 20 months. JD and Jesse, the two very best on Wednesday nights. You better fucking believe it, man. We're the number one AEW stream by a fucking ton. A shit ton on Wednesday nights. Hope you guys are doing good. Jesse, I'm sorry about my Detroit Lions putting a whooping on your Vikings.
That happens, man. It's football. We will see you guys in the conference championship, brah.
Maybe.
Hey. We start off this Monday. Take
The
care of business,
playoffs are a different beast, bro.
See, let's do it.
Oh, what? The game is on Monday?
Monday night, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. I'm sure that'll be a hit on the Raw Netflix ratings.
I'm not watching Raw this Monday, man. Somebody asked me, "Are you going to watch Netflix on Raw next week?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I don't see you on that." No, fuck no. It's just the Vikings playoff game, man.
Well, you could watch it on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it on Tuesday.
Or you could watch it late at night after the game is over.
I'll either be celebrating or pissed off. I'm not watching it.
Eclipse 676 with a 999. Sending thoughts of safety and strength to my fellow firefighter brothers and sisters in California. Stay strong and please return safe to your families. OTS for life. Absolutely. We send our love and thoughts and prayers to anybody who is a fan of what we do that's in the greater Los Angeles area and California area being affected by these ridiculous fires. I don't even know how they got started.
You know what I hate, bro? I hate
I don't believe anything on the news nowadays.
either people on social media or definitely, absolutely politicians. Any politicians
Yeah.
who are using these wildfires to further their own political agenda.
Yep.
I just want to fucking... People are in a crisis and you're worried about red or blue shit. I fucking hate that. I hate it so much.
Yep. I know. I know all about it. I know all about it, man. David Theron with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, Jesse, just wanted to shout out those in the chat living in California right now dealing with the wildfire. Stay safe, everybody. Thank you, David. As always. Sidro with a $2 super chat. Porn has better stories than AEW. And then he does Vic Joseph's. Oh! Yeah.
It's not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong, bro. You know? Mr. Premium $4.99. Hope you guys are having a good day and good luck in the playoffs, Jesse. Hashtag fly, Eagles fly. Hashtag skull.
There you go, man. Get rid of Green Bay.
Joey Taylor with a $5 super chat. JD, Jesse, the three of us know if TK steps down, RJ City and Will Washington will take control and nobody will watch AEW with those two in charge.
Okay, I'm going to say this here. I don't understand where all this hate for RJ and Will Washington comes from when we all just collectively agree that TK runs all of creative by himself. No one gets a word in edgewise. It feels like you guys just want to hate on somebody for whatever reasons you may want. What makes you think that any of their ideas are getting through?
I don't know.
Me either.
I don't know who writes what, who's in charge of what. It all goes through one man, and that one man says yes or no. And that's Tony Khan.
If it was publicly announced that Jesse was hired to the AEW creative team, and you guys have all been fucking sitting here all this fucking time saying you should be in creative, and I get hired, and then in the following months the story is shit, and you're gonna look at me and say, well, why'd they hire Jesse? He ain't doing shit. I'm under an NDA. I can't come out and say my ideas are not getting through because TK is shooting them all down. I just have to sit here and watch everybody just fucking shit on the stuff going on TV, and I had nothing to do with any of it.
Ryan Matthew Russo with a $2 super chat. He says, Goldberg. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be a thing from now on. Goldberg. Gold Standard, thank you for the $100 super chat earlier, brother. Appreciate you. Inferno Fireboy with a $2 super chat. I'm more upset that at the pay-per-view, Omega was named a GM.
I don't understand that. He's an active wrestler, and you made him a GM. Why?
Who cares?
I'm just trying to figure out the stupidity.
You know where I was when everybody was watching Wrestle Kingdom? I was in Dreamland, sleeping like a normal human being.
Yeah, me too.
Sir Dilford with a 5. I can't speak in the chat, but I wanted to say that AEW is providing all sizzle and no steak. It goes back to how they presented their talent. Sir Dilford, thank you, brother. I got to have requirements in the chat to weed out the trolls. I apologize for that, but I thank you for your $5. They got no sizzle and they got no steak, brother. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no sizzle. Having sizzle means that they are headed in the right direction. They got nothing. The kitchen looks like a fucking kitchen that John Taffer would walk into before he actually closes the shit down. Hollywood Eric with the 21 months. Celebrating 21 months in the venue. JD, sorry about your aunt passing away. My mom passed away on November 18th of dementia. Again, sorry for your loss. Thank you, brother. Dementia is a terrible disease. Alzheimer's is a terrible disease. Bid Moon with a $4.99. David Deering says, JD, the booing Hogan super chat has been created on Solo's channel. Goldberg is in the works. LOL. Insider information. Okay.
You gotta check out the short I uploaded today.
Thank you, Hollywood Eric. Appreciate you, brother. Thoughts and prayers with you, man. Sorry about your mother. Terrible. I hate seeing anybody go through that, man. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Bid Moon with a $4.99. The final boss owns TK. JD is the GOATs. Thank you. Thank you. Sir Dilfer with a 5. JD, is it just me, or has AEW potentially ruined all of their major potential talent? There's a cause for concern, brother. There is serious damage that is at this point becoming irreparable. I really mean that. It's bad. It's not as bad as WWE was when Vince was running the show, because nothing is as bad as what we saw on some of those shows. But I mean, this is just right underneath that, man. It's getting to that point. Nothing makes sense. He also says, I know a lot of people compare AEW to WCW, but this storytelling almost feels like Hogan Bischoff TNA. I didn't watch TNA. I didn't realize how bad it was over there, so I don't really know what the comparison is.
Me either. I'm going to put the link into the short that I just uploaded today. I'll put it in the chat right
There you go.
now for everyone to check it out.
MJ914 with a $5 super chat. Only TK would book Jarrett to be world champion in 2025. He'd probably beat MJF to do it. If it happens, I hope the sickos try to defend it. # clown show. Jeff Jarrett at some point is going to get a world championship match. He's definitely getting a world championship match. I don't know when, but it's gonna I don't know why, but it's gonna happen. ZZZ with a $4.99. On Monday, on his post show, Sean Ross Sapp said MJF signed in 2022, and he kayfabed his 2024 signing, so he's speculating his contract up is sooner than people think. Good. There has to something is going on there.
That would not be good.
That would not be good, because we all know where MJF is going, and he's going to make Triple H and Nick Khan and Ari Emanuel are going to throw, at least on Triple H's side and Nick Khan's side, are going to throw so much money at him. Wherever he's living now on Long Island, he's going to have to get a bigger mansion than he's living in now.
Stanford, right?
Yeah. Greenwich. James all day with a $1.99. Warner Brothers should make TK resign from AEW. It's getting to a point where they are now requesting what they want to see on the show.
Yeah, and not the right shit.
No. Tony Khan feared for his life with a $10 super chat. Word is TK issues you and Jesse a press pass after every Dynamite review, just so he can revoke right back out of anger and vitriol, frothing at the mouth as he revokes it.
I'll tell you guys something, bro. Right now, I swear on everything holy, if AEW contacted me to offer me a press pass to a pay-per-view, I would humbly and appreciatively decline.
Yeah.
I don't even want to fucking go.
Yeah, you don't get nothing from those scrums anyway. It's a waste of money. You gotta get your way there. They give you a ticket to sit in the show. I've been there. I've sat in the scrum. I've streamed one of their press junkets. Had like 8,000 people. Nick Houseman was behind me. What publication are you with? I remember. I'm JD from New York, motherfucker. That's who I am.
Yeah, all you gotta do is make up one and you get in there these days.
That's basically what you do. They're letting people in with 500 subs and no fucking backing. I mean, they don't want real people there. They want fucking bots.
Shield.
The fuck am I going to give up? Me and Jesse draw 5,000 people for a fucking AEW pay-per-view at 3 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck we need to be there for?
Yep.
Glow J with a 2. Thank you, Glow J. No message. MJ 914 with the 199. AEW fans hate the truth. Hashtag cope. They do. That's why they all moved to Blue Sky. Sir Dilford with a 2. I just love a good wrestling product. No tribalism. Jason, thank you for the $100 super chat, brother. Appreciate you as always. Arrangements with a $199. Are you still doing the best of 2024 live stream? Yes, I'm going to talk to Jesse about it after we get out of here. Sir Dilford with a 2. AEW seems like a high school drama. It does. Mr. Team Bringer with a $199. Lots of friends having to leave their homes in LA. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. It's fucking awful. Skytso Beats with a $4.99. AEW just needs a hard reset. I used to watch it. It has no connection like it had before. Too many randomized matches with no backstory. Well, that's what Tony Khan wants. He's playing fantasy matchmaker every week. Sir Dilford with a 5. Somebody made me realize something. Tony Khan equals Dixie Carter. Both got a wrestling company because of daddy's money. That's exactly what it is. And Shad Khan doesn't give a shit about what Tony spends his money on because they're making 10 times the amount that Tony's spending in a single fucking month. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. NFL makes money, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care how bad your team is.
Yeah.
JD and Jesse, thoughts on Menendez brothers stuff going on?
Who?
The Menendez brothers.
Oh.
The guys who killed their parents back in the 80s.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Did something happen lately?
Well, they murdered their parents back in the 80s. They got life. And now it's being brought up that they could be released based on like some new evidence. They did kill their parents. I guess it's about the motive behind it. Because now the speculation is that the dad was abusive physically and sexually and stuff like that. And if that is the case, if they did kill their parents over something like that, then the time that they already served would have been enough time for them to be out. So,
how much time did they serve?
Shit, this happened in fucking 80 something, man. So in the 80s this happened, they've been in there, 30 fucking years?
Oh my goodness.
Almost 40 years. And they're trying to get out now.
Wow.
Me personally, here's what I think. I don't think any fucking kids kills their parents for absolutely no reason. No reason. So I think they had a motive to do it. I think they had a reason to do it. That's why they did it. They did a whole bunch of fucking jail time. Let the fucking guys out. Let them out.
T with a $1.99 super chat. He says,
What do you know, Shartown Smart?
What was that?
Sir Dilfer with a $2 super chat. AW buries yet more talent and story. Again, they're screwing Hobbs at this point, honestly. And the Death Riders equal death to ratings. Yeah. It's exactly what they are. Super Bears with a new membership. What the fuck are you drinking, Super Bears? Boots. 200 in super chat, brother. Thank you again, man. Sean with a $2 super chat. I still think Hangman should be champ. Me too. VJ with a $2 super chat. Go woke, go broke. Nah, go cope and go broke. Yeah, Adam Copeland ain't doing much of anything, man. He's just there to fucking, he's just there for the love of pro wrestling. He's not making a difference whatsoever. Nobody's watching the show because of fucking Edge or Bobby Lashley or Jon Moxley or anybody. AEW would find, like Jesse said, AEW would find a way to fucking ruin Roman Reigns. Even Roman Reigns would become an undraw on AEW television. That's the point we're at right now.
Roman Reigns was booked like shit at the start of his career.
Yeah.
And now he's not. Put him in AEW, he'd be back to being booked like shit.
DW Hurd with the $20 super chat. YouTube tells me this is my 20th super chat. I see that. I don't trust AEW to build all in Texas other than the major matches. Well, they only did 3.5 last year, so probably more of the same this year. And the half is Mercedes and Britt Baker, because they did have a great opening segment, and then the fucking feud fell off a cliff for the next 5 weeks. Him with a $4.99. Hey, JD, Jesse, just got home from hanging with the girl. Missed the post-show review, but what was your thoughts on the show? Hope you two had a good day. It sucked, Him. It sucked. It was boring. Scripps Wrestling Federation with a new membership. I don't believe you, because it says you're a member for 40 months. Hey, JD, celebrating 40 months as a member. Best in the venue. The best venue in the IWC. Thank you, Scripps. Him. Well, the $4.99. What WWE versus AEW feuds would you love to see? If they had a Forbidden Door-like pay-per-view, my number one match would be Roman versus MJF. I would probably go that or Bryan Danielson versus Gunther. Probably go CM Punk versus... Who didn't we get? Kenny Omega? Something along those lines.
Yeah.
James All Day with a $1.99. By the end of 25, TNA will be number 2 again. I don't know. TNA doesn't have a major TV deal, so you can't say that factually. You're just going to sound like a fucking idiot if you say that. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. Weird question, but I think that Rico should manage Pretty Deadly and not Maximum Male Models. Does he still manage them?
I don't even know, bro.
Why do people know that?
Don't even fucking know.
Sir Dilford with a $2 super chat. Are we going to see a true MJF bidding war? I'm sure Tony will try his best to keep his services, but it would be wise of MJF to not take what Tony Khan's offering. WWE is going to be the place to be. We got a couple more here, and then we're going to wrap it up. Him with a $1.99. What if Triple H bought AEW? Triple H can't buy shit. It would be TKO who would buy AEW. And no, Tony's not selling. Tony would rather close the company up than give it to anybody else. And Francis Liu with a $5 super chat. Not only do you need story, you also need logic, continuity, sense of direction, professional layers, and the unfolding of story on weekly TV. Yeah. Yes. You nailed it, Francis. You nailed it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for all your support. I appreciate you guys for all that you do, man. We were 3,200 live tonight. That's the number I'm seeing here. We just hit 1,000 likes. Thank you for the super chat love tonight. You guys have fucking killed it. We're going to keep January rocking and rolling. Been a great month of January, man. We're definitely on our way to having the best January of all time. And we still got the Royal Rumble to come. Saturday night's main event still to come. It's going to be great. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206. At Chi-Town Smart. That's on X, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out all the other content on the channel. More to come tomorrow. Make sure you guys continue to hit that thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of AEW Dynamite. Do you agree? Do you disagree with us? Love to hear from you. And I will see you guys live again next for Friday Night SmackDown. Another 3 hours on Friday night. Until then, I will see you guys on Friday Night SmackDown with the post show live. Francis Liu coming in with a 5. Logic Act, Taven and Bennett were attacked by Cage and Archer. Where's the follow-up? Anna Jay wrestled Deonna Purrazzo at Full Gear. I don't fucking know, man. I don't really know. Who cares? Thank you, Francis. I'll see you guys live Friday night for SmackDown.